95.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails,
from the
we got the
Gwatney
ride for
Chevrolet
you.
Studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz. Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years. They're your small to mid-sized specialist. When you need someone to service your fleet and get your employees back on the road quick, call 501-375-3672.
First and goal to go. They'll operate out of the I. Washington's the tailback. Maddox Lassiter in at fullback. Goal line formation. They give it to Washington, trying to stretch into the end zone. Did he get there? No signal yet. Now they say touchdown. Now they run in and say touchdown. They had to unpile him. But when they do, Mike Washington gets the score, and the Razorbacks have the lead. Tennessee times it right. They've only got to snap it one more time. They line up in the victory formation. Aguiar gets the snap, and that's going to be it. Josh Heupel begins to walk to midfield. Bobby Petrino will come across the way to meet him. Boy, the Razorbacks fought today, fell behind, battled back, and ultimately it is Tennessee that comes away with a 34-31 victory over the Razorbacks.
I thought our players really competed hard. We're well prepared. They came out and were well prepared for the game. We played physical. We played tough. They're a good football team. Offensively, you know, they know how to move the ball. We gave up some explosive plays, but we kept our poise, and our players stuck together and came up with some huge stops that gave us an opportunity to win the game.
There you go. Arkansas falls 34-31. Glad you're with us. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. They fought. You got to give them credit. I give them credit. They played harder on defense, couldn't get enough stops. But once again, it's the same old problem with this team. It's turnovers, and turnovers cost them a chance to go on the road and upset Tennessee.
Where Tennessee kind of takes off, and they built a 17-point lead. They got into a hole there, too big of a hole to climb out of, even though you get a 3-point result in the end. But it almost seemed like Tennessee was on cruise control a little bit and didn't feel as though this Arkansas team could do much. They were able to come back in that process, and then you saw when it mattered in the end, they were able to turn it on and pick up first downs when they needed to run the clock out. You know, the defense got a huge stop after the first touchdown for Arkansas. They got a 3-and-out and got the ball back. And I think what I saw with Tennessee, they weren't going to give up a big play, and so they were playing back a little bit. And Arkansas just methodically, just bam, bam, bam down the field, and got a second touchdown to make it a 3-point game. But yeah, right there, that was it. You know, that's the stop right there. You got to have from your defense. And on the first play, big run by the quarterback, picked up some chunk yards. Then Arkansas had to use a timeout. You got one more chance. You get one more chance to make them, have to punt or make a decision there on fourth down. And couldn't get stopped, got the first down, and they run out the clock. So, yeah, I go back. 2 turnovers in Arkansas's defense the first time, stood up, and forced a 3-and-out, got the ball back. So the second turnover, the one from Braylon Russell, that one hurt you because you're going to score some points there. You should score some points. He fumbled at the 14-yard line. Field goal or a touchdown, that's a huge difference right there. But the third turnover from Taylon Green, that was the killer. That's when they, he's rolling, gets hit, ball comes out, they recover, touchdown. And that's what made it 34-17. That was the kind of the onslaught right there. Just costly turnovers, once again from Taylon. The first one, and they were both very similar. He's rolling to his left, trying to throw the ball, and he gets hit, and ball comes out. When you're rolling to that, and I want to talk to Clint Sterner about this. Is there a rule? What is the thought there when you? Because it just seems like a very dangerous play, and it happened twice to him. The first time you're like, okay, learn from that. Don't let it ever happen again. Well, it happened again the same game. just have to be more cautious, more conscious and aware of what the situation is, and always know that if you've had the ball in your hands for so much time, you're moving around, defenders are constantly trying to get to you, so you have to be aware of where they're coming from.
Last week, Mike Washington, during the players' press conference Tuesday night, said something. He said, Tennessee's defense got some holes in it. We're going to have fun. That got some traction. I saw a station in Tennessee picked up on that and tweeted it out. So a little bulletin board material. You know what? Mike Washington backed it up. Had a heck of a game. Here's Washington.
Keep our heads up. Well, that was the main thing. Just keep our heads up. We still got another quarter to play. We still have time that's left on the clock. And that was the main thing. We didn't, just because we fell behind, 17, we didn't give up.
I like the way we started. They made some good adjustments in the third quarter that hurt us being able to continue to run the ball. I was probably too stubborn with it, so I wanted to keep them on the sideline. But then we came out and started throwing it around, and I thought we did a good job of throwing and catching. We got hurt with some protections and negative plays, and obviously the turnovers ended up killing us. And then, I made the decision to go for it instead of kick the field goal, and that ends up killing us too.
Yeah, that was a talking point Saturday. Look, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought they would go for it. I thought he would be aggressive. Earlier in the game on fourth down, they went for it. And, of course, that was fourth and short, and Taylor Green with the quarterback sneak up the middle picks up the first down. This was a little longer at 4th and 4. But, there's no guarantee the kicker makes it. To ties and makes it a 34, and the game would have played out differently. You can't just say, well, they'd have gone to overtime. That would have been a difference in the game. But B, my whole thing is get the first down. I like the call. Just execute the play and pick up the first down, continue the drive, and maybe you score a touchdown on that drive. Because the way I look at it, and I asked a friend this because we were debating it back and forth. I was like, and I'll ask you, Joe, if he does not go for it on fourth down, kicks the field goal, and makes it, do you think they win the game?
Not necessarily. I mean,
I don't either.
It's hard to know what would have happened. But
if they drive down, though, convert on that fourth down, score a touchdown, do you think they win the game, or it increases their odds of winning the game?
It increases the odds, yeah for sure.
I
did. You just never know how these situations will play out because Tennessee or whoever the opponent is in this case, they're going to have an opportunity on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, it changes the game. I mean, you just don't know how it unfolds. Can't go back and play the game out that way. But I just think by going for it on fourth down, in a game like this, it increases your chances of winning the game.
And when you don't pick up those fourth down conversions, then we know that when you see the percentages on it and it's a small percentage, that those are numbers they look at to see difference makers and why you could have lost the game.
I tell you what, Arkansas was good on third down. And look, defense, they were good at getting Tennessee off the field on third down. That was one of the glaring stats, positive stats for me on for the defense, getting off the field on third down. But then it's that turnover column. It's right underneath third down conversions and fourth down conversions, turnovers, 3-0. You can't go on the road and be -3, and especially Arkansas. They're not that type of team that can overcome a -3 deficit against a good team. All right, we're going to take some phone calls, 661-1037. Get your thoughts on the game. And, look, the big question, did Bobby Petrino help his chances of staying and changing from interim head coach to head coach?
Still yet to be determined. Still let the season play out. More games to come.
I'd say he didn't do anything to hurt his chances.
Right.
That's for sure. And by watching this team play, especially the defense, more inspired, you saw greater effort. Still some missed tackles. Not perfect, but it was nothing like the Notre Dame game. It was totally different. And I was reading on Twitter one of the guys who breaks down all the SEC games, Cole Kublik, for ESPN. And he was writing about Arkansas's defense and was talking about how he was impressed with their effort, their fight, and pointed out Sorey flying to the ball, Now, he did fly to the ball and miss a hole one time, but nobody was perfect in that game for sure. But did see a little different play from Sorey over the weekend. Let's go to Rick. He's in East Arkansas. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
Hey, guys, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah.
So I've been playing with statistics for, and y'all might be able to straighten me out after y'all got more ways to find out. Okay, since we joined the SEC, our home record is minus 60 more games. So we don't really have any home field advantage. If any of them statistics from wherever, I was looking that up.
Yeah. Well,
since we joined that now, the Southwest Conference was different. Because I grew up in that area, too.
You know, has a good home field advantage? Good teams. Good teams win at home. Arkansas hasn't had a good team. And that's, I mean, it's hard.
Well,
you have to still win. I mean, home field's not going to guarantee you a win. It just gives you a little bit of an advantage. And Arkansas hasn't been good enough to take advantage of that advantage.
We don't have that because if you look at, I want you or y'all to look at it. I'm hoping I'm wrong. We're minus 60. 1 or 2 games. I hope I'm wrong. Since we've been playing in the SEC.
Rick, you said minus 60?
I think that's what the stats told me. We're since we joined the SEC at home, we're minus that many.
60 games under 500.
Now, I'm just hoping it's the SEC. That's what I kept looking at.
No, it has to be.
I'll have to dig into that. But no, I mean, it's clear. I mean, we were just talking about that with Justin.
Hey, I'll let y'all dig into that for a few days, and I'll keep digging in. But that's the reason we don't have home field advantage like some of these other teams. And, man, it's hard to play at Alabama and LSU and Georgia. Heck, now it's hard to play at Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Rick, thanks, man. Appreciate the call. Have a great Monday. Yeah, good teams. He just mentioned this. I mean, Georgia, they win at home. One of the reasons why, they're really good. LSU wins at home. They're really good. Alabama wins at home. Why? Because they're really good. We'll take a look at some of the SEC games throughout the show today. It was a big weekend. The NFL. Gosh. Joe. It was again. I watched Arkansas give up 34 points to Tennessee and turn around and watch Dallas and their defense struggle against Carolina. Couldn't stop the run either. Former Cowboy Rico Dowdle just running all over them. It's like I want to watch a good defense play.
You said you watched one last week.
Yeah, more consistently. I want to watch a good defense play.
But yeah, that's been something. Panthers. That's what they've done well recently in the past couple of weeks is run the ball. They've been able to control the line of scrimmage, and
they are stopping the run. They're much, much better this year at stopping the run. You saw that yesterday with Dallas. They had a hard time running the ball. First time, really, this year they hadn't been able to run it. Over on the D3 Auto Sales text line, Texans fire Callahan as their head coach. Titans. Yeah, it does say Titans. Woo! Maybe need to clean this screen off.
Yeah, this was something that kind of got forecasted a bit when Cam Ward spoke out a couple of weeks ago. They were able to come back and get a win last week, and it seemed like things may be going in the right direction for them. Not to say that they're going to start rolling off wins, but look better in the process of playing games. Yesterday, they didn't look any better.
Jeff writes in and says, besides Kentucky, every other team in conference has a chance to beat every other team from what I've seen. Yeah, I'll go with that. Seems to be pretty wide open in the SEC. There's nobody that really sticks out. I mean, Arkansas just proved it. I mean, being able to hang at Ole Miss, at Tennessee with two of the top teams. So, yeah, I think and even Kentucky, maybe they can turn things around. 501 says the record. Thank you. Thank you for helping us out. Arkansas's home record since joining the SEC is a combined 116 and 63. So it's 63 losses, Rick. 116 wins, 63 losses. 25-16 since 2020. Thank you for doing a little AI search for us. Appreciate it, Google. I was like, it can't be -6. That would be horrific.
That's a lot. That's a lot of losses.
No, I mean, you're playing, 8 SEC games a year for 33 years. So 33 times 8. Could that be? No, not 60 games under. Anything else? So let's check the Gwatney Chevrolet live fan feedback. We're clear over there. All right, we're good. I want to hear more from the Razorbacks. This was from you. And by the way, Coach Petrino spoke with the media at noon today, and one of the things that came out, tied in Posca out for the season, had surgery, hasn't played the last couple of weeks, but was confirmed that he is done for the season. Here's Coach Petrino talking about the defense.
I thought they did a nice job. I thought their communication with the players, the communication on the sideline, situational football. I think that's one thing that really stands out to me. They were 2 of 9 on third down, so situational football for us on third down defense was very, very good.
Here's Steven
I thought it was solid. Obviously, there's things we can get better. We just got to be on the same page more often. I think, obviously we can take a lot coming from this game, good and bad. We just got to honestly just keep it going, man, and not stay hung back on the bad too much. Try to take what we can from it and then get better from it and improve.
Yeah, it's just going to be another tough task this week. Texas A&M comes in, 2:30 start on ESPN. The line came out yesterday, and Arkansas is a 7.5-point underdog, home dog against Texas A&M, according to Bet Saracen. That over-under is at 62. A little lower this week. Remember last week it started out at around 70, went down to 69. Actually, I think it was 68.5 at game time, and went under because Arkansas's defense did a little bit better. Remember Friday we were talking about, would you take 35, sign up for it right now? They got 34. How about that? So, we were thinking 40s, 50s, because Tennessee came into the game averaging 50 points a game.
Right.
So, I think the job they got the job done. They did well enough, 34. Not good enough, but well enough, and gave Arkansas a chance to win the game.
They had some positive signs for defense for sure.
By the way, Arkansas State plays tomorrow night, Tuesday night game against South Alabama in South Alabama. Bet Saracen has Arkansas State a 7-point road dog. Tonight, 2 games, Bills, Falcons. Bills are a 3.5 road favorite. And Chicago is at Washington. Commanders are a 5-point home favorite.
Looking forward to both those games tonight.
Yeah, got a 6:15 start and a 7:15 start. A lot of football on tonight and tomorrow night with the Red Wolves. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, Clint Sterner will join us. Thanks to Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We'll get his thoughts on the game and moving ahead to Texas A&M. Talk to him a little bit about Taylon's fumbles. Also coming up, 2:10, Ethan Westerman will join us. He's on the road to the SEC Media Basketball Days. By the way, Arkansas was picked to finish 5th in the SEC. I thought that was a little low. I was surprised by that. Thought it'd be a little higher.
Yeah, usually they're top 3.
They're number 14 in the Associated Press preseason poll that came out this afternoon. So we'll talk a little basketball and football with Ethan. Joe Klein's going to stop by. It's going to be a fun show. Glad you're with us. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Mike Washington gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each week. Brought to you by Red River Auto Group. Visit redriverauto.com. Your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group.
This is SportsCenter
In Major League Baseball, the Mariners took Game 1 of the ALCS by beating the Blue Jays 3-1. Game 2 will be today at 4:03 on Fox or FS1. The NLCS will start today as Game 1 of the Dodgers-Brewers is set to go at 7:08. That game can be seen on TBS, TrueTV, or HBO Max. In the NFL, the Cowboys dropped to 2-3-1 on the season after losing to the Panthers 30-27 on a walk-off field goal. Former Cowboy running back Rico Dowdle was the star of the game as he had 239 yards from scrimmage. Those 239 all-purpose yards set a franchise record, breaking Christian McCaffrey's 337 yards. Then on Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs made a statement by beating the Lions 30-17. Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. And tonight there will be 2 Monday Night Football games. The Falcons hosting the Bills at 6:15 on ESPN. Then the Commanders will host the Bears at 7:15 on ABC. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, this is Ted Upshaw from Accountable Roofing and Remodeling. Let us bring our over 30 years of experience to your next project. We are certified shingle masters, licensed, bonded, and insured. Are you one of the thousands of Arkansans who has received a non-renewal notice from your insurance company due to the age or condition of your roof? We can help. We offer multiple financing options, from help with your deductible all the way down for zero down for the entire project. Call today for your free evaluation, 501-621-0500, or visit us at accountablerr.com.
Bring your team. Now open at the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. Get in the game. Sports, art, culture, from iconic athletes to all too human stories. See how today's artists tap into the power of sports. Experience the drive, passion, and culture surrounding games through the eyes of superstar icons and everyday athletes. Get your tickets today at crystalbridges.org/getinthegame.
Growing up, fall was my favorite time of year. On Saturdays, I'd watch college football all day with my friends, and on Sunday, we all played travel baseball, which was a lot of fun, but as the weather got cooler, it took a bit longer to warm up, and if you're coaching or just watching your kids play, I'm sure that nagging pain returns with that cool air. Everybody, Josh Neighbors here for QC Kinetics. It's time to stand up and fight that pain, and the folks at QC Kinetics are here to help. You can get a free consultation. Exercise your freedom to look beyond the options. This is not surgery. This is not pills. It's a simple injection that uses cellular level treatments from your own body. No hospital stay, fast and natural with no downtime. So call them today and get that free consultation scheduled. And that free consultation could be the spark that leads you to achieving that pain-free lifestyle year-round that you've been looking for. Call 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side a queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part, it's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Looking to upgrade your home without breaking the bank? Go to the Warehouse, 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot, Arkansas's trusted source for quality flooring, including SPC vinyl waterproof flooring starting at $139 a square foot, tiles starting at 59 cents a square foot, next-gen waterproof hardwood, and many other building materials at unbeatable prices. Contractor, home builder, or DIYer, we've got what you need, in stock and ready to go. Go see the Flooring King, the Warehouse at Natural State Wholesale, building better naturally.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio.
All right, welcome back. It's Out of Bounds, Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, and Joe Klein. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys.
How are you doing?
Good. Good to see y'all.
Yeah. What'd you think of the game?
See you.
I was surprised. I
Yep.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did not have a good feeling about that game, and I was very, That's the way you're supposed to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
You battle, you fight,
right?
And you give yourself a chance,
right? And I was very, very pleased with that. I mean, it was good to see there was emotion on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
There was fight, and there's weaknesses and things that were bad. But I mean, it's like if you're a coach, you can't, and you're trying to coach effort, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, effort is not you're coaching technique, hang on the ball, make the right read, get in the stance, get your eyes right, get lined up where you're supposed, But if you find yourself talking about effort, you got issues.
Let's bring in another former Razorback.
Clint Sterner on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Big Lot, Alcoa Road in Benton.
What's up, Clint? How are you?
Man, I'm good, fellas. I'm good. I just had me a good weekend in the hill country of Texas, and with my bride, and just drove back in and getting ready to do a little show here in the fifth biggest market in the country, baby, in H-Town, man. It's all good.
You took the kids, didn't you? To hill country.
Yeah, we took the kids down there, but we got my sister-in-law is down there, and she never gets to see them. So guess who got to keep them for about 36 hours?
Nice.
Old sister-in-law.
So you took them, but you dumped them off, right?
That's right. That's right. We took them, and she picked them up. We took them up Friday, and she picked them up early Saturday, and we didn't pick them up till about midday Sunday. So yeah, man, it was it was a much needed date night for me and the wife, and I got me some brownie points this weekend, boys. Y'all be proud. Y'all be proud.
There you go.
Clay, I want to ask you: when a quarterback's scrambling to the left, is there a rule? Is there? How are you coached to take care of the ball? Because it happened twice with Talon. He's running left, trying to throw it, gets the ball hit, and costly fumbles. What is kind of the coaching aspect of running to your left, trying to throw the ball?
Well, you don't coach it. I mean, that's just that is a side of the deal, which it's that dead horse that I've beaten on y'all's show and on with Justin and DJ as well. I mean, it's just that you've got to, if you're going to go recruit and pay a quarterback to come in, that is a guy that is going to bail you out as a play caller when it's a bad play call or when he doesn't see it right. He's going to use his legs, and such a big part of the overall production of this offense that's a high-powered offense is off script, off schedule. Then you just got to live with the fact that when he's out of the pocket, there are times where the ball is going to get hit, and it's not going to be good for you. You've got to live with the fact that he's going to get out of the pocket, and by week 8 or 9 of the year, he's probably going to be beat to hell. He's going to be banged up. I think those are things that you just got to live with when you make the decision to pay, to recruit and pay that kind of quarterback. Just like, the things that we've talked about with Talon is there's going to be plays where Bobby Petrino dials it up and it's an easy 3rd and 5 conversion, and we missed that throw. I mean, those are things that you just have to accept and live with if that's what you're going to recruit and that's what you're going to try to win with. And so I think that's just unfortunately, that's part of the way that Bobby Petrino has chosen to play offensive football, and we've got to live with it.
Stern, is that just a product of today's game, and not that everyone does that, but you see a large majority of quarterbacks that play like that?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, look, it is that guy. I mean, look at what's going on right now. I mean, Arkansas can't win football games versus opponents like Oklahoma State and Memphis, but their quarterback's talked about as one of the best in the country, and their quarterback and their offense is talked about as one of the most explosive in the country, as if it's a badge of honor, right? I mean, it's just it's the reality of it is that athletic quarterback that can get out and make plays is going to raise the floor of your program, where you typically are going to go out and win. Now you can pick out of a hat who you're going to beat, but you're going to go out and you're going to win. You're going to be bowl eligible. But the problem is that when you play the top 3 or 4 teams on your schedule and their athletes are just as good as yours, and your quarterback decides to live outside the pocket that much, when you start talking about turnovers and injuries, and you start talking about tackles for loss that put you in 2nd and 30 or 2nd and 25. I mean, those situations, when there's a more level playing field, which there's never going to be a level playing field when you're talking about the athletic ability of Taylor Green, but when there's a more level playing field, they can get 1 or 2 turnovers, or let's be honest, they could go get 1 or 2 tackles for losses that kill drives, and the game's over. You just can't, because your defense can't stop them. And so, I would argue, we're going to talk about the turnovers. I would argue that the 2 stops that the defense got when the score was, I think, 20-17, if I remember correctly. I haven't gone back and gone through but there was 2 different drives there where the Razorbacks got the football with the chance to take the lead. And I can't remember if they ended in turnovers or if they ended in punts or what. That's where the game was lost. That's where your defense gave you the window and said, okay, we got 2 stops. Now you've got to apply the pressure to Tennessee, and you weren't able to do it. And so we can talk about the turnovers, all 3 of the turnovers. We can talk about the tackles for loss. We can talk about the difficulty playing from behind and once they pin their ears back and all that kind of stuff. We can talk about some of the effort stuff, but the reality is your defense presented a couple of opportunities there late for you to make a push and really put pressure on Tennessee. And your calling card, which is your explosive offense, wasn't able to get it done.
Yeah, it was that third quarter. I was just looking back at my notes, and they settled for a field goal coming out of half, and so it's 20-17. Arkansas gets the ball, drove down. That's when Braylon Russell got smacked and fumbled at the 14-yard line. But Tennessee went 3 and out. So Arkansas gets the ball back, and that's when they drove down, and it was that 4th down call. They didn't get it on 4th down. But Tennessee gets the ball back. Arkansas's defense 3 and out. Next Arkansas drive was the one where the sacks became an issue, and Arkansas went 3 and out. Tennessee gets the ball, it goes down, scores a touchdown, goes up by 10. So yeah, you had several opportunities. So like with that right there, Wes. I mean, you throw the Braylon fumble out because that happens. Look, I mean, that's part of football. That was a bang play. It's a physical running back. You want him. It's not like he's got out there tiptoeing around, running out of bounds, or making guys miss. I mean, that's his forte. And he put the ball on the turf. Okay, so let's move on from it. Well, you had 2 more possessions right there to where you could have took the lead and put the pressure on them. And you can't ask the defense to do more than that. Now the wheels came off late, and your offense, the explosive offense, was able to score a couple of quick touchdowns to make this thing interesting, at least turn us all on a bit and keep us from turning the damn TV off. Yeah.
But in reality, the score was a lot closer than that game was down the stretch.
What kind of differences you see in this game that stood out to you?
Well, I mean, look, I think what we just talked about. I mean, the fact that this is, that was the highest scoring. I believe it was maybe not the highest scoring. I don't remember, but it was one of the best offenses in the country.
Yeah.
And West just got through talking about it. I mean, the third quarter, it's a 2017 ball game, and you get 3 possessions where you got a chance to take the lead. I mean, that is, again, if we can play that brand of defense, we're not going to win an SEC title. But if we can give our offense versus that caliber opponent, if you can give your offense those kind of opportunities, you're going to be bowl eligible, and I think you're going to win some games, even as is right now with all the controversy that's going on at Arkansas with the head coach getting fired and everything. You're going to win some ball games, and so yeah, I mean, look, I think there was some improvement. I think that team going on the road playing against what I believe is a top 10 football team, and what were they, 12 going in? But I mean, I believe that's a top 10 football team. To go on the road and put yourself in a position in the second half to take a lead and potentially put that kind of pressure on Tennessee. I mean, that's a hell of a showing for a team that just quit on their coach 2 weeks earlier, and you had to fire your coach. And that's a hell of a showing for a defense that fired the 2 co-coordinators, or whatever the hell they were, and defensive coaches. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it was a move in the right direction. I tell you one thing, the old school in me, is there's something about being down 34-17 in the fourth quarter, and receivers are taking time to stand up and do their little first down gestures or whatever. That right there kind of irks me a little bit, the old head in me. But what do I know about being down, needing to score 17 points in the fourth quarter, and we're worried about first down gestures. So that bothers me a bit. But other than that, I thought the defense gave us a shot, man.
Also, Stern, you definitely want to give credit to defense, but it seems almost as if Tennessee was kind of coasting a bit in that second half, and they really didn't believe that Arkansas would be effective against them. And then when it mattered at the end of the game, clutch situation, they turned it back on, picked up first downs, ended the game.
Well, yeah, they had plenty of reason, whether it was watching the Notre Dame game film or obviously in game, they are obviously a better football team. So you had every, obviously Tennessee, you can understand why they took their foot off the gas. It was it was a game where ultimately you felt like, I don't know if you ever really felt threatened in the fourth quarter, and once you were able to stretch it out, then you feel pretty good about it. But that's the thing about, again, going back to Taylor Green, and Bobby Petrino and all those guys. You very rarely are you completely out of a game, and they showed that. So there's some fight there. The defense gave you a chance. The offense is going to be explosive. It's unfortunate, but when you're in this league, you go from playing Notre Dame to playing Tennessee to, there's very little let up. So we'll see if Bobby can keep the train on the tracks at least and keep improving.
Are you good with the fourth down decision by Petrino?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Those are the kind of deal for me where I can understand, right? When I look at, when I analyze decisions that are made like that, if I can see on both sides the method to the madness, right? Could I have seen, hey man, let's tie the ball game up, and now we're going to start over at 0-0 and see if we can outscore these jokers. Or you say, hey man, our defense ain't worth a damn. They haven't been worth a damn, and we don't know how many shots we're going to get down here. And we've got Taylor Green. If the play call's not perfect, then he can get out and has made plays before. I can understand the aggressive call. I can understand the conservative call. I don't have a problem with either one of them. The problem with decisions in the football world for me is when you look at them and you go, what the hell was he thinking? Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that I feel like we really need to nitpick and pick apart. This isn't one of them.
Okay.
Not for me anyway.
Yeah, me too. I was the same way. What's your interest level in James Franklin?
Oh man, I've never been a James Franklin fan, to be completely honest with you. I'm aware of what he could. To me, as an Arkansas guy, like what I would lean into more is what he was able to do at Vanderbilt, more so than what he wasn't able to do at Penn State. I wouldn't be disappointed if he was on the short list, but I think there's other guys out there. Like if you're going to go after that kind of guy, that's in the that kind of contract, that kind of money range, and shoot, you might as well go for Indiana's guy right now. You might as well put your name in the hat for the big boys at the top. If you really want to play ball and you really want to change the game and you really want to step this thing up, then those are the kind of guys that need to be in the conversation. Not it's the who are taking programs right now. And I personally believe that it's different. I've always believed that it's a different approach and it's a different mountain you're climbing when you're taking an Indiana and making them competitive in the Big Ten, or you're taking an Arkansas and making them competitive in the SEC, or you're taking an Ole Miss and making them consistently like Lane Kiffin has in the SEC, making them competitive. To me, that's a different climb than going to Penn State with all the bells and whistles, and you got a cake schedule, and it's all about winning one or two matchups where you got similar Jimmies and Joes every year. So I'm more interested in those kind of coaches. What coaches right now are without a doubt leaders of men. I'm not interested in any of these these what do they call them, these offensive scheme guys, these advanced stat nerds that are coaching nowadays. I'm not real interested in any of that. I need an alpha leader of men to begin with, but I'm more interested in the guys that have taken a program that is middle of the pack, lower end of a conference, and climbed them to the top. So there's some of those guys out there that I really like.
Is Texas A&M the best team in the SEC?
Ooh, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, Tennessee's good. I would probably go with Texas A&M. I'll be honest with you. I think to this point, I don't know that they've really been challenged. I mean, look, their best win is Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's fallen out of the rankings. And so, I mean, you look at the A&M schedule, and I don't know that they've really been challenged. To me, the belief, I'm sorry, they don't really have a big signature win. Florida, Auburn, Notre Dame. I think down the stretch they're going to get LSU, Missouri. I think when they catch Texas late, I think that's going to be could be a problem. So we're going to find out a little bit more about A&M as we go. But they're handling their business, and I think the product that they put on the field is probably the best in the SEC. Again, I like Tennessee. I haven't watched much of Georgia, but I'm sure Georgia is in that conversation. Ole Miss, I've seen them. I hate disrespecting Ole Miss, but I mean I just can't buy them as a true go win a national championship caliber program and dudes the way that I can A&M. A&M's always got the dudes. They just underachieve. So I would probably answer that question gun to head heart. Yeah, I'd probably say A&M's the best team in the SEC.
Yeah. Clint, we appreciate it. Good stuff as always. Hope you have a great show this afternoon.
All right, brother. Y'all be good and go Hogs.
All right, Clint Sterner joining us on Out of Bounds every Monday. Thanks to Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Joe Klein's still in the studio hanging out with us.
Just let Clint talk, baby.
James Franklin, does that name excite you?
Nope. I'm with him. If you're gonna, because you got to dole out some cake if you're gonna get him. I mean, you got a package together.
I got to wonder though, because he's that huge buyout. I mean, he's got $8 million a year coming from Penn State. It's like $49 million, well, $50 million when you throw in the rest of this season.
Yeah, but
I'm sure there's a clause in there that if
you're gonna have to dole out money somewhere. If he sat there and said, "Okay, I'll take less money," well, then the money he would have taken is going to go to your staff.
Yes,
or it's going to go to some kind of recruiting thing or something.
NIL,
but
budget money.
There's going to be money.
Yes.
So you're it may not all go to him, which if you talk about it that way, if he's willing to do it that way, then heck yeah, I'm interested, because that means we're gonna have a hell of a staff. Our staff is going to be top paid staff in the SEC. We'll be able to do what other teams can do from an NIL or get close from an NIL standpoint. So if that's the case, absolutely, I would, but. I would bet you anything that if he did come to an Arkansas or wherever he comes, it's going to be a long-term contract and it'll be backloaded with money for him, which is what I would do. I'd say, yeah, I'll come coach your team for, $3 million a year, but I'm going to have a contract through 2035. In the last 4 years, I'm going to get
$10 million.
And with outs in that contract for him, where if you see improvement, they can go back in and renegotiate.
Yeah. So I mean, in a wonderful world, it'd be nice for him to say, "Hey, I'd love to come down here and y'all, do the Brett Bielema to New England Patriots thing. I'll be a consultant for you for $100,000." But I don't see that happening. But again, if we could take that money, which he would say he would want, and move it to other places, it would be a great hire because of what it would allow us to do.
We'll take a break, take some calls when we come back. I see you, Jared. You're up next. It's Out of Bounds.
If you have old computers, hard drives, printers, cell phones, or other electronics you no longer use, get rid of them. Just make sure they're recycled properly. Tuesday, October 21st, Wednesday, October 22nd from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Pulaski County residents and businesses drop off your old electronics for free. Just pull up and they'll do the rest. Electronic devices need to be recycled to keep toxic waste out of local landfills. For a list of the electronics you can drop off, visit recyclingunplugged.com.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process process is easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Eat My Catfish, fall is our favorite time of the year, and football season isn't the only thing making a comeback. Available now, our famous shrimp gumbo and Cajun boudin balls make their return to the menu. Order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Ever Special Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
Back at it. It is Out of Bounds. Wrapping up our first hour. Let's go to Jared. He's in Cabot. What's up, Jared?
What's up, man? Can y'all hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, I just, Clint, he hit the nail on the head with that one. One thing that's been on my mind, though, with Sam, he always referred to our players as kids. And I kind of have a problem with that because, at the end of the day, we're not getting these fresh high schoolers anymore, fresh out of school. We're hitting the transfer portal. We're getting men in our team, and I don't think it's a coincidence whenever you get a man who's driving the bus like he is, like Petrino, where he gets the guys to fall in line like he did in this last game, because this last game showed us everything that we needed to know. I mean, I don't find it coincidental, and I hate to talk crap about someone, and I love Sam Pittman, and I appreciate everything he did, and I cannot imagine, doing what he did and dealing with the changes in college football. But, at the end of the day, you got to adapt, and I feel like he took a lot of the blame on himself, which is fine, but at some point you got to take the problem from the to the source, and I feel like he just, I don't know. I mean, I might be overthinking it, but I feel like when you get the right man for the job, and not to say that Sam Pittman wasn't, because he took us from a dark place to, a somewhat successful program. But, I feel like he's Petrino in the seat is where it's at. I'm not saying I want him to be our next head coach, but you know what I mean?
Thank you for call. I do, Jared. We appreciate it. I think you guys say Petrino didn't do anything to hurt his chances with the Tennessee game.
No,
I don't know how much it helped his chances, but
no, it didn't hurt. I mean, look, man, the dude could coach. He's as good and he has proven. This is where the next guy needs to be a head coach and needs to be proven. Okay, and he had great success at Auburn as an OC. He had great success 2 times. It didn't end well at Louisville, but he had great success 2 times at Louisville. He had great success with us. Again, didn't end well, but the guy can lead, and he can coach, and he can put together a team, and I think he's changed his coaching style, as everybody has had to, that has had old school ways of doing things. Mm-hmm. You have to adapt, you have to change, but I still think that the message is delivered, and the accountability is there, and he speaks. He's not afraid to tell you what you don't want to hear, and point things out that you don't want to have pointed out, and that's what a good coach does. And so, I was very impressed with the change just in the demeanor, because I was sitting right behind the sidelines, and I sit right behind the sidelines at home games, and the demeanor of that bench was 1,000% better. The communication, 1,000. And again, I love Sam Pittman, so this is not a bash Sam Pittman thing. I anything you say positive about Bobby Petrino now can be taken as a bash on Sam Pittman, and I hope it's not put that way. But the communication, the enthusiasm, those things are coached, and those things are told. That you can tell a kid, you can line a kid up, and if he ain't good enough, but you can be into the game. You can be always communicating. You can be engaged with your teammates. That doesn't take a lot of effort. That takes, this is what my coach wants, and you're going to do it. And by God, if you don't, there's the door. And so just seeing that was very refreshing to me.
It's a good sign for sure. Coming up in our second hour, Ethan Westerman will join us. He's on his way to SEC Media Days for basketball. We'll talk a little football with him, too.
SEC's loaded again, boy.
Well, the poll came out. Arkansas's picked to finish 5th in the SEC. I thought it was a little low. We'll talk about that with Joe Klein. He got to see Tennessee.
Yeah.
Up close and personal. So big second hour coming up. We'll take some more phone calls. Bill, we'll get to you. Hang in there. It's Out of Bounds.
The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails. And bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop today or order on the app. Walk On Sports Bistro. Game on.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, in the trail. got the ride for you.
If you don't already have the bet slip.
The Maumelle community is mourning one of their own. Beloved school resource officer Christopher Stroud died over the weekend after a battle with kidney cancer. Stroud served the city of Maumelle for nearly 3 decades before working as a school resource officer starting in 2011. The Maumelle police chief says Stroud's influence goes beyond the school due to his ability to build genuine relationships. His funeral will be held tomorrow at the First Baptist Church of Mayflower at 12:30 p.m. A public viewing will be from 10 a.m. to noon. And just a reminder, you still have time to vote for the only Arkansas school competing to win $1 million for stadium renovation. Dierks High School is a finalist for the T-Mobile Friday Night Lights competition. They're currently in first place, and you can vote every single day until October 24. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
Monday afternoon reaches the mid-80s with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures drop into the low 60s Monday night into Tuesday morning. Some patchy fog possible Tuesday morning. And then again, we see temperatures reach the mid-80s for Tuesday. Rinse, lather, and repeat through much of the week. And then our next cold front arrives on Saturday. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Jenna Warner.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Would you like to win the ultimate hunting ATV? Stop by Honda of Russellville right now through October 17th to win a new Honda 4-man 4x4 ATV with winch, tire, and wheel package. Check us out online at hondarussellville.com or on Facebook.
Well, Bass, game's almost over. I hope you got those bets in on the Oaklawn Sports app. You know, Roger, this Oaklawn Sports betting app might actually make watching games with you bearable. That's big talk coming from a guy who's about to pick up the tab. But I hear you. With this app, we can bet on all the games this season with so many options. And after they kick this field goal, it'll be you picking up the tab. Nah, he's going to miss. It's good! That's bad. Bet all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I want you to be sure and check out all the great deals. Go online. I love going on the hawkshomes.net website because you can check out their entire inventory. 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms starting at just $55 a square foot. You can choose from over 65 homes to choose from, and they can have your home delivered in 2 weeks if you choose one off the lot. Takes a little longer, but if you can dream it, they can build it. That's just how simple it is. If you can dream it, they can build it. All prices include delivery anywhere in the state, setup, underpinning, central heat, and air. In Hawks Homes, if you need land, they can find it for you, no problem. They can help you find wherever you may want to live, and they'll get all the utilities, land prep, all that can be set up in one loan. Located in Conway and Bryant, check out the inventory online at hawkshomes.net.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
Randy Rainwater brings Drive Time Sports back to Crane Hyundai today. Come walk the lot or shop their huge inventory online at cranehyundainorth.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Emmett Golden and Aaron Goldhammer.
It's never a good year when your opening day starting quarterback gets traded within the first 6 games of the season. You probably didn't build the best quarterback room in the world, and you also probably didn't do a very good job of allocating reps and preparing your team for the season. I know the Browns wanted to start the year with a veteran quarterback, but in hindsight, the Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, Shador four-way quarterback competition that we spent a lot of time in training camp talking about, I don't know that that was really the best thing for the Browns offense, which is ranked dead last in the NFL right now.
Yeah, and after seeing Dylan Gabriel was solid, you probably should have just started him week 1 because, I mean, you lost, 17-16 that week, right. And Flacco had a few turnovers.
Or if you believed in Pickett, I think the Browns would be 2-3 if they'd have played.
Coach Saban here, on the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle. Unlock all of ESPN and all of Fox One with one unbeatable price. Catch the biggest games, college football, NBA, NHL, and more on ESPN. Stream your faves, Big Noon Saturday, the World Series, and NASCAR on Fox One. All for just $39.99 a month. That's 20% off. The ESPN Fox One bundle. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Access content from each service separately. Savings compared to purchasing both plans separately. See stream.espn.com for complete terms and conditions.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. Razor Hog Update on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, and just 95 calories. Pick up some for your next tailgate or watch party. Flight by Yingling. Brewed for fans who never settle. Yingling.com.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of change, and that's one of the things we told them, that everyone's going to have to do the rest of their life. Everybody's going to have change the rest of their life. So how they handled it was pretty good. They had great attitude, great work ethic, came to practice with a smile, finished practice with a smile, helped each other out. So I'm just proud of the players.
Arkansas falls, though, 34-31 to Tennessee, and now it's on to Texas A&M. Basketball-wise, SEC basketball media days get started this week. You got Arkansas picked to finish fifth in the SEC. The poll came out earlier today. It is Florida, number one. Kentucky picked to finish second. Tennessee third. Alabama fourth. Then Arkansas fifth. Auburn, by the way, sixth. Missouri seventh. Ole Miss eighth. How deep is the SEC, Joe? I mean, because that's
it's nuts. It's nuts again. It was nuts last year, and it's nuts again, man. It's those top five. You could probably flip that, and nobody would. I'm sure if you pick Florida 5, everybody in Florida would be, complaining about that, and so. I mean, those top five are really, really good, and I can promise you probably the next 3 or 4 behind them are nipping at their heels. And
Mississippi State's picked 10th.
Yeah, and that guy there is a hell of a coach, and they've got a hell of a guard coming back again.
He was first team All-SEC.
Yeah, so
by the way,
they will not be an easy out by any means.
Carter Knox and DJ Wagner on third team All-SEC.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pick it, put those top 5 in a hat and pull them out.
Let's see if Bill's still holding. Hey, Bill, what's up?
I just calling. I called last week, and I thought that Petrino. People seem to forget how good he was, and I wasn't surprised at all. And in 4 years, I think he was 17 or 18 games above 500. I mean, we could do a whole lot worse. Anyway, changing the subject, I went and watched some scrimmage yesterday in basketball, and I was impressed.
What'd you think?
And that guy, that Adcock, that freshman, he is good.
He is.
I mean, good.
Yeah, he's a good player. The best thing about that, to me, is that DJ Wagner's in front of him and that he can.
Mm-hmm.
I did not again, and I mean I thought, and it was out of necessity a little bit last year. Just handing the ball to Boogie Flan, a true freshman. That's a tough one because I don't care how good you are, especially if you're a point guard. You got to learn how to run a team, and kids coming out of, especially very successful kids coming out of high school, they want to score,
mm-hmm.
and they like I was telling you one day, Acuff will play a game this year and he'll have 9 points and 6 assists and 5 rebounds and 2 steals, and he'll walk out of there feeling like he played an awful game because he didn't get 25. But that's how freshmen are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that would be a great game.
Yeah,
that stat line would be an unbelievable game.
Yeah,
I mean, Calipari would be doing
I tell you,
backflips.
yesterday, Adcock went head to head with Wagner, and I mean, I thought he outplayed. I mean, he's that good.
No, he's
and
good.
He can shoot, pass. I mean, he plays defense.
Yep. No, he's a hey. Boogie wanted to come back.
Yeah.
And we signed Acuff early, and it was just like, sorry, dude. You said you were going pro. You were one and done. We went and got this dude. We got no room for you.
Yeah.
And so, that tells you a lot right there.
Bill, thanks for the call. Glad you called and told us about Hot Springs.
Thank you.
You bet. Yeah. Like to hear from some others that went to Hot Springs, went to it, and get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, we're better. Again, we're 100% better this time than we were last year. I mean, last year you go to practice and go, ooh, but again, you had 4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
They had 6 guys out there. And no size.
Yeah.
You kind of like, for me, being a big guy, the first thing I was looking at last year was, all right, man, well, if Z's your center, because he ain't a center.
No.
And so I was like, and then you had Adu, and then after that you were looking at
nothing.
You had nobody. You had a 6'8" wing that was going to have to play center for you. So, I mean, this year it's a little more length, a little more size, and they're healthier.
Let's go bring in Ethan Westerman. He's on his way to SEC Media Days. Talk a little hoops. What's up, Ethan? How are you?
I'm good. I'm just, on that stretch of highway between Little Rock and Memphis where I'm just hoping I don't lose you at any point. And also, we got. I'm not driving, by the way. I'll make that clear. I'm in the car with several of us guys who are headed down there.
How many trucks are you behind?
Yeah. How many 18-wheelers can you count right now?
I have I'm seeing at least 8, so there you go. And that's the beautiful thing is whenever you're just riding along for this drive, it's not my problem. It's Anthony Christensen, my coworker. It's his problem right now.
It's a stressful stretch, that's for sure. Were you surprised, Ethan, that Arkansas was picked 5th? I thought they'd be a little higher.
I was, and I think that the AP poll kind of reflected that with them being ahead of both Tennessee and Alabama. I think that it was probably to be expected that they'd be behind Florida and Kentucky, even though I think that you honestly could make a case for between them and Kentucky. But it was kind of surprising to see them slotted at 5th, to see 2 other teams kind of leapfrog them in the SEC poll. I think the AP poll might be a better gauge of the national perception, though. Is the SEC media polls, a lot of beat writers and reporters and, just these SEC teams. And I don't know. I think sometimes whenever you get a deep dive with national people who pay attention to basketball a little bit more, it might be a more accurate reflection than these polls. But, I mean, that's what the preseason's all about, is to, speculate, and it's just people's opinions. And end of the day, it might be better to be picked 5th because then you have more room to prove people wrong.
Ethan, would you have them in front of both Tennessee and Alabama, or would you have them at 4?
I would have put them 3rd, I think. I didn't vote in the men's. I just voted in the women's this year. But I think I would have probably slotted them 3rd. Maybe even – I could have convinced myself second. But I don't think I would have put them – I definitely don't think I would have put them. Just looking at the roster with the experience that comes back, and then also some of the talent that they brought in the portal and with these two freshmen. You can even maybe say three freshmen because Isaiah Sealy looked good at the Hot Springs tip-off tour the other day. I think that you can make a case for them that they have a roster that is better than both Alabama and Tennessee. But, hey, you know, I guess that's just some of the goodwill that those programs have built up over the past few years to get the benefit of the doubt. I think that happens a lot in these polls, to be honest. I think people see a name that has been finishing toward the top of the SEC, you know, every year, and they just kind of give that name recognition without the deep dive of the roster sometimes. But I would not have put them fifth.
Joe Klein went to Tennessee this past weekend for the football game and watched Tennessee basketball play. I'm surprised you don't have an orange Tennessee shirt on, no. Joe, as high as you're talking up Tennessee right now.
He has that Tennessee black on because they wear black sometimes.
I'm just telling you, Ethan, that they're legit. Tennessee's Final Four good. They're legit now. I mean, there's probably 15 teams you could say that about. I mean, you can say that about Arkansas too, but they're legit. Gillespie, the kid from Maryland, the transfer, he might be all SEC. Ament he's going to struggle early. He's young, but you watch him and you're like, damn, he's 6'11", puts it on the floor, shoots it. He's just a little bit thin. He's not skinny. He's a little thin, and he's green, you know, but I can promise you about another 3 weeks of Rick Barnes practices, which are no joke. You talk about old school practices. Those are old. I loved it. It was old school practice, man. They went at each other for 2 hours. I mean, at each other. And they're good, and they're big. Man, they got the big kid from Vanderbilt. I can't remember his name, the 6'5". He looks like a linebacker. And I was sitting there talking with Jimmy, and I said, that's the one thing I wish Arkansas had, because I can't. Who was the kid from Texas Tech last year that when he was like a 6'6", just a dude.
He was posting up
and
down
it was
low,
killing us.
Yeah.
And I wish that's the one thing when I look at Arkansas. I wish we had a dude like that, just a 6'5", put it on the floor, bully that could run up and down the floor and kind of just cause havoc. And
they didn't get a Duke Thero replacement.
Yeah,
that was kind of in that mold.
Yeah, but this guy from Vanderbilt, he's just. I mean, he looks like a linebacker, man. He's just and he moves, but he can play. And I mean they're good now. I mean they are. But again, it's like I said earlier, and Ethan will testify to this. I mean, you could take that top 5 and flip it around, and the people who, if you pick Florida fifth, everybody in Florida would be screaming. But you couldn't argue that Arkansas wasn't deserving of number one. So, you know, that's kind of my take. I think those top 5 are pretty. You could pull them out of a hat.
Joe, Auburn is sitting at 6, and if we're talking about Bruce Pearl as opposed to Stephen Pearl,
I think
you think they'd be higher?
I would think so. I would bet that they would. You would have to think they'd go up a notch or two. You would have to think that. And again, I don't quite know what Alabama has. Obviously, they've got something. You know, I mean, Ethan would know better than I would. I haven't taken a deep dive into them yet, but I know that I know Nate Oates is a hell of a coach. I know that.
Now,
hey Ethan, did you go to Hot Springs last night or yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Was back in my hometown, so that was really cool to be down there and see that event. The team, I really thought that it wasn't like this primetime at the Palace event where it was just a glorified, Harlem Globetrotters game, the quote-unquote scrimmage. They really got after it yesterday. I don't know if they were necessarily, 100% at full, like what you would see in a game effort, but, it was up there. They were diving on the floor. Some guys hit the deck pretty hard, and Calipari was definitely, I think toward the end, he'd seen enough of as far as, their effort and the guys kind of hitting the ground hard. And they were going to do 3 20-minute periods, which is kind of crazy. They played a full game amount with the 2 20-minute periods. He was going to go for a third one, but he just kind of called an audible near the end and said, "Hey, we're good. Just come get autographs." The guys come down the court and take your photos. He didn't. He actually said, "Don't do autographs." It was a really good look at the team. That was by far the best look at the team that we've had yet from anything that they've done. We got to watch a practice in the summer too, but that wasn't like a full-fledged scrimmage like yesterday's was in Hot Springs.
Who stood out in that scrimmage in Hot Springs?
Yeah, well, Carter Knox, I think that people already have high expectations for him just as a guy who, tested out the draft waters, decided to come back, and he looked the part yesterday. He had this one really nice sequence where it started off with a banked-in three-pointer that he played off that, he called that, but, nobody's ever really calling it a bank three. That's not what he was going for, I don't think. But, hey, it went in. He was excited about it, and then right after that, he had a steal that led to a nice transition play with Acuff, really an unselfish play by Acuff to throw it up to Knox for a lob and a dunk. And then he had another dunk pretty soon after that. So it was just a nice flurry from him, just seeing kind of how he could impact the game on both sides of the court. I thought he stood out. I thought the two freshmen, they kind of have the it factor, I think, that you look for in Calipari freshmen, where they just can go get themselves one, I think. Malik Thomas, he can really shoot the ball. Darius Acuff, I think that he's just that point guard, or he might even play off-ball some if he's in there with DJ Wagner at the same time. But he can make something happen when the ball's in his hands. They're just very, very skilled freshmen. And, that's what you'd expect of John Calipari when he goes out and he's selective with who he recruits. I think I've heard a lot of people talking about this recently, the difference between kind of the mass quantity recruiting where you bring in everybody on these visits and you hope you land a few. He doesn't really do as many. He targets the select few that fit him and what he wants to do, and he goes and gets them. And he's got two of them this year that I'm sure he's thrilled about. So those two stood out. I thought Nick Pringle, the South Carolina transfer, he's one that we've heard a lot about from coaches that they maybe didn't expect as much from him on the offensive end as they've been getting in some of their practices, and he was on the receiving end of a lot of good kind of pick and roll action or just even putbacks. He had a strong scrimmage too, so I'd say those four off the top of my head were the ones that really kind of at least caught my eye.
Did you listen to Coach Petrino's press conference today?
I did. Look at us on a Monday between going to Birmingham and football press conference and AP poll dropping and SEC poll. It's been a lot.
Yeah,
It's been a lot. But, hey, I squeezed in some Bobby Petrino time.
So after watching the tape, how did he feel?
I just got a story up on our website, wholehogsports.com, on this. He really did what you would expect Petrino to do and pointed, first of all, to the things that they could have done better. He didn't like the turnovers. He said that there were some bad fits on defense. He said there were some communication errors on the offensive line, even though you wouldn't necessarily think it with their lack of penalties. He said he would have rather gotten a penalty than some of those miscommunications that led to pressures. But so he pointed to those things that he didn't like first. But then he made time to say, hey, our effort was really good on Saturday. And that was, I think, one of the main things that people just wanted to see was a team that played to win and inspired football. He liked that the tackling was better, too. I think that stood out to most everybody who watched the game, that the tackling was better. Was it perfect? No, but you got more out of your linebackers that game. Steven Dixon, Xavier Story, they both had much better games than we've seen in a while. So I think that kind of the main things that he liked from that game were, the effort, the tackling, and then he did like Taylor Green, aside from those two fumbles. He said that he thought he played a pretty good game. And I'd agree. He got him out in some really difficult third down situations and just made it happen. But, of course, those two fumbles are kind of what glares, because if you don't turn the ball over against them 3 times, and I think Braylon Russell's fumble was a lot more. That was his first fumble in how many carries as a Razorback, and they made him pay for that fumble. It was a hard hit, and another guy stripping. That was a little bit more understandable, I'd say, than some of these that Taylor Green had that really could have probably been avoided, and he might have just been trying to overdo it. But yeah, Bobby, he kept it real. That's one thing for sure, and he has a way of, I think, breathing some just confidence in a press conference about how he thinks that things can improve. He points to both sides of what went good, what went bad.
What do you have to say about A&M with the next matchup?
Yeah, well, I think that what jumps off about A&M, and he mentioned it too, is just it starts up front for them on both sides of the ball. They have a really good offensive line this year that's made life for Marcel Reed a little bit easier. But their defensive front, man, let me tell you, I was kind of thinking this during the Tennessee game whenever they started getting home to Taylor Green's son. Man, it doesn't get any easier this week. They have one of the best fronts, if not the best one in college football right now. They're just, from the tackle spots to the ends, they're really good. They got this guy named Cassius Howell, who he was kind of just behind those really high draft picks that they had last year, Scourton and I'm blanking on the other one, but they had those two really good ends last year, and he was just kind of right behind him, a little bit like how Quincy Rhodes was behind Landon Jackson, and now it's his time, and man, I think he's leading the SEC in sacks. He had 3 sacks against Mississippi State a few weeks ago, so Petrino pointed to that front, how that's going to be a challenge for the offensive line and how they've got to protect Taylor Green, and they can't be having those miscommunications against this A&M front, or else I think the recipe for A&M to beat Arkansas, at least the defense versus offense matchup, is them getting Arkansas on the 3rd and longs because they're getting home to Taylor Green. So he gave a lot of credit to their offensive and defensive lines. He also gave credit to Marcel Reed, a guy who he has sat in the quarterback room with while he was the offensive coordinator over there, and said he's seen some growth from him. But yeah, he was very complimentary of A&M. But he ended his press conference saying, want to find a way to win. Like, his mindset is on winning this game, as a head coach should be. But, he thinks that there's areas that they can exploit and beat them.
I thought it was cool. Mike Washington had those comments last Tuesday about some holes in that Tennessee defense, and they were going to have fun. That got picked up, and I saw some Tennessee stations tweeting it out and bulletin board material. He backed it up, and he was right. They found some issues with that Tennessee defense, and they were able to run the ball really well.
I had people saying, yeah, your boy was popping off, and I was like,
we'll see.
It's not popping off if he delivers.
Backed it up.
And he backed it up.
Yeah, and I thought that first quarter that he had, I think it was said on the broadcast, it was the most first quarter rushing yards for an Arkansas running back since Rakeem Boyd in 2019. Talk about a name we haven't mentioned in a minute, but that was really key for them getting, kind of the hot start they had offensively, was they were able to feed him the ball, and that went through my mind. In that first quarter, I said, man, he did say they had some holes this week, and looky there, he's found them.
Ethan, have a safe trip, man. Enjoy SEC Media Days.
I appreciate it.
Man, thank you for your time. Ethan Westerman with us, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, WholeHogSports.com. You got to go, or you sticking around for another?
I got to go at 3.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, more with Joe Klein coming up.
Yep. Everybody's lucky Monday. More me, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I always say. More me, baby. Let's go.
We got some free time, open segment. If you want to join us, 661-1037. We can talk Arkansas, Tennessee. We can discuss the coaching situation. When you heard the news of James Franklin, you had to think, right? Is Arkansas interested? Can they take a swing?
I don't see it happening. But I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know. I personally, I'd rather have Bobby Petrino than James Franklin.
There's a question. Would you rather have James Franklin or Bobby Petrino? 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads are coming in hot. Close out your night with a win. Our favorite flatbreads are available during late-night hours for a steal. Get here and score one for just $9 from 10 p.m. till close, Sunday through Thursday.
This is Sports Center.
The first game of the second Bobby Petrino era was competitive as Arkansas lost to Tennessee 34-31 in Knoxville. If not for turnovers, Arkansas could have won, but the Razorbacks fumbled 4 times, losing possession 3 times. It was 17-17 at half before the Vols took a 34-17 lead. After the game, Coach Bobby Petrino talked about the fight of the team to get back into the game.
I thought our players really competed hard. We're well prepared. They came out and were well prepared for the game. We played physical. We played tough. But we kept our poise, and our players stuck together and came up with some huge stops that gave us an opportunity to win the game.
It doesn't get any easier for Arkansas this week as 4th-ranked Texas A&M will come to town on Saturday. And Central Arkansas handled North Alabama, beating them 49-21. They're on a bye week next week. I'm Chris Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Day for football. Two rivals battling it out for a record-breaking crowd.
They're saying it's $1.5 billion.
Huh?
Wait, that's how much the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised for students since 2009. Because every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps students. They've given more than 822,000 scholarships and counting.
Okay, back to football. Two rivals.
This is winning, folks. Playing the lottery is a win for students and maybe you too. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small. With a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free, we're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Razorback center Caden Kittler will join Morning Mayhem each week this football season to discuss everything that's going on with the Razorbacks and college football. Brought to you by J. Martin Law. If you have any legal question, call Jay for free 24/7 at 501-951-1333. J. Martin for all your legal needs. Don't delay, call Jay.
Hi, this is Joe Klein with Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Whether you're dining in for daily specials like Cheese Dip Happy Hour, driving through for a barbecue bulk pickup order, or prefer our full-service catering, our professional staff at Corky's has you covered. Corky's in Little Rock and North Little Rock. We'll see you soon. And be sure to listen each week when I stop by 103.7 The Buzz.
I'm retired, newly retired, so this was my first summer not working again. But I had problems with my shoulder. I mean, it was just like 1,000 needles going into my shoulder.
Mike didn't want surgery. 6 months in a sling was not how he planned to spend retirement. That's when he heard about QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
It's a free appointment. And after the first treatment, the next day, I went out and played golf. The pain just wasn't there.
No drugs, no surgery. Just your body's own natural healing power. Orthobiologic concentrated and placed exactly where you need them to go to work.
I couldn't have asked for a better experience. I don't want to take on Mike Tyson, but he'd know I was there.
Now Mike's heading back to QC Kinetics to get his knees treated.
It changed my first summer being retired. It's one I can remember instead of regret.
Get back to doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today to schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. 501-214-5880.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Swart in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, vests, sweaters, slacks with UCA or Arkansas gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Swart, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Swart, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine.
Some great deals going on right now at Gwatney Chevrolet. Looking for a new truck? How about a Silverado for $36,500? They've got the Silverados marked down to $36,500. Joe just looked at me funny. I did the same thing when James Miller told me that. I was like, $36,500?
You gotta get how many have you ordered? 2, 3? You said I'll take a red, a blue, and a and you probably went some like yellow.
You can only drive one at a time. One at a time. That's all. I just need one. Come on, Joe. You know what I'm driving? A 4Runner from 2006. I'm not a vehicle guy.
No, I knew that. You didn't have to say that.
If you need a Trax, they got those for $249 a month at Gwatney Chevrolet, and the Equinox on sale this month, $27,997, under $28,000 for a brand new Equinox. And you got a used vehicle, much lower payment. That's what you're looking for, something affordable. They've got some cars out there right now for less than $6,000. Take a look at the website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. Then head to the James Street exit in Jacksonville and take advantage of some of the deals happening for the rest of the month at Gwatney Chevrolet. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you. It is Out of Bounds. Got Joe Klein hanging out. We'll take some phone calls. 661-1037. I also check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Up first, Savage. What's up, Savage?
What's going on, fellas? You have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did.
How about you?
Oh, yeah. It was great. Went to a wedding and didn't get to watch the game, but I watched later on, so it was a good weekend.
Yeah.
But, guys, you talk about Franklin and Bobby P. Bobby P, he's proven that he can win at Arkansas. And everybody's like, well, we don't know which version we're getting. Last time I checked, his coaching philosophy hasn't changed. His attitude might be different, but he's still coaching the same.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, and I said this earlier to Wes. All these old school coaches have had to adjust because you can't coach that way anymore. I mean, you can't berate and go at kids like you used to be able to. But I can promise you, and DJ has told me, his holding people accountable and making sure it gets done and it gets done the right way, and his preparation and all that hasn't changed, and that won in the SEC before. And again, if you ask me, James Franklin or Bobby Petrino, I'm taking Bobby Petrino all day long because
Joe, if you can't win at Penn State, you can't win at Arkansas. They got a bigger budget. They got more tradition. He failed up there. What makes you think he's going to win at Arkansas? Bobby's already proven that he's done it. Until he doesn't do it, you get him up there on the hill, and he knows how to get this thing done. I'm going to get off there. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks, Savage.
No, and I think, and Wes, I don't want, but Wes said something in the. I think they want. I think everybody associated with the program is hoping that he can do something to verify that he's the guy. I think people. I mean, I feel that. I think it would be it's a guy you're familiar with, a guy you know.
He knows the state.
Right.
He knows the SEC. He knows how to win at Arkansas.
Right. There's things you know. Whoever you bring in, I don't care who it is, there's uncertainty there. You don't know.
No.
And again, he still might not, but if I can tell you this right now. I know that if they give him a competitive budget for his staff, and if they're able to be in a competitive place with the NIL, he will win at Arkansas. Because I don't question his coaching, his preparation. No. I don't quit that stuff. I've seen it work. I know it works, and it can work again. And it kind of verified it for me. Again, what I saw a different team in 2 weeks, and again, just by you could tell it was like, whatever was going on before, we ain't doing that. Mm-hmm. and again, anything you say good about, but I'm not trying to bash Sam. I mean, because that's how everybody takes it, but it just, there was a change. The attitude of the team was different, and that's coaching.
The only thing I would have worried about Petrino was recruiting.
Right.
After, he walked into a great situation, and he got he finished the deal and got Jarius and Joe and Greg and all those guys to come, but then it felt like recruiting was tailing off at the end of his tenure at Arkansas. But now with NIL, it's different. Yeah. You don't have to go out and recruit a guy and convince him, you love him and he's going to be a part of your family, and we're going to the NFL. You got some money. You're paying these guys. That's how you're recruiting them now.
Well, and again, the portal is good and the portal is bad. I mean, you can lose guys, but you can bring anything.
Yeah.
You can go say, hey, we want to get this guy. And you can bring in a guy who's a really, really good quarterback, and he hadn't been sitting there for 3 years. And the whole dynamic has changed. But I agree with you. I would be concerned if it was still the old way of doing things, because I know for a fact that when he was coaching, I went to some high schools in Texas recruiting, and I had one guy tell me that no kid ever is going to go to Arkansas from his school because of Bobby Petrino. But again, he has changed. I mean, he's a different man, and he's coaching different, and the times are different. And so, and again, one kid has a bad experience or something like that. That stuff all gets overblown too. So, I kind of took that with a grain of salt, but there was a little bit of what you were talking to. But I also know I would have loved to see Tyler Wilson in his last year with Bobby Petrino.
Yeah. Top 10 starting the year.
Yeah, he would have been, he would have been. I think it would have been great for him, because I think he probably would have been a little higher pick and gone to a better place than where he went. Where players go to die is Oakland. And that's a bad place to go.
Let's bring in Pete. Hey, Pete.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, I can't agree more with Joe's comments regarding Petrino over the last 30 minutes or so. Spot on in terms of ability to coach, my expectations for what we would see if we keep him as a coach. If we provide resources like any of us need on any project, if we provide him with resources, including coaches, some freedom, some positive expectations, and cash, of course, I'm confident he would do a great job. He has shown me enough as well. Small window, but he has shown me enough. Isn't it absolutely ridiculous that we were seeing, and not just our team, other team, players laying down with them getting paid? If you start to really think about that, why would a team lay down for a coach who's not overly aggressive in Pittman? Maybe they didn't like his style, some of the strategy, but they were getting paid. And when you start to think that, hey, they were laying down on the team, on the state, on the coach because of that, it's crazy to think. But, yeah, I think Petrino would do a good job. And one other thing, when you give a man his age a confidence booster to rehire him, to permanently rehire him, that's huge. That's huge for his self or an ego. Like Wes said earlier, 30 minutes ago, the guy has shown remorse, intelligence, awareness, self-awareness. So
he needed his ego to be put in check, and it got put in check.
Yeah,
and
it got put in check in Tennessee fans. That's ridiculous.
But it got put in check when he got fired at Arkansas, and yeah. So and I think he's changed. And again, I'm not sitting here. I think they need to do a coaching search, and I think they need to look at everything they can. But like I said, if you start talking about James Franklin or somebody like that, I'm like,
no.
I'd rather have Bobby Petrino.
And hey, the other thing that Wes and I and Joe talked about last week was it's about your assistants. It's about having the funds and the search, and to get him surrounded, especially on defense, because he's not going to he's not going to focus on that. All right, good talk, guys.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Pete. That's one of the things that Coach Petrino's got to be working on too on the side.
And it's like in any business, okay?
Oh, surround yourself with smarter people.
I always said if I was ever a head coach, I was going to do everything in my power, which wouldn't have been hard to do, to find 3 people sitting by me that were a lot smarter than me. It wouldn't have been hard to do. It's like what you've done here. You got Joe Franklin, a whole hell of a lot smarter than you. And it's a great move on your part. Isn't that right, Joe?
Makes me shine.
Joe, you're not even listening. You look at you. I'm trying to give you a compliment and you're not even listening.
D3 Auto Sales Text line. Got a couple people were in Hot Springs last night and gave us their assessment of the game. Here's one from the 757. Was at the scrimmage yesterday. A-Cuff will make everyone forget Boogie. Stronger, more physical, better outside shooter. Pringle will lead the team in scoring? I'll remember that 757.
He's better.
I don't think
no,
so.
But I agree from the standpoint of he's a much better offensive player than people think. He's good. He's good in the pick and roll. He's good around the basket. He's got some length. He's sneaky athletic.
Oh, he can get up.
Yeah, I mean he's not. It's not like, oh my God. I mean, but all of a sudden it's like, damn, you know, you kind of like, you know, it kind of makes things look a little bit easy. So you don't. But no, I agree. And again, I always forget his name. The kid from Florida State he's going to help too. I mean, he gives
Malik Ewing.
Yeah, he's got some nice size to him, and he's got some good ability as well.
It's going to come from guards, though. Guards are going to lead the team in scoring.
It's a
but it gives them the ability to play inside out.
Absolutely.
LC and Sherwood asked Joe, does Carter Knox come across as a bigger body dude similar to the guy at Tennessee you spoke of?
The guy at Tennessee was an inside player. He played at Vanderbilt last year. It's slipping my. He was a stud for Vanderbilt. He had an average like 11 and 8 at Vanderbilt last year. His big 6'5", just a bull, and different player. Carter. This guy is not a perimeter player. He'll catch it on the perimeter and drive it and get to the basket and do things like that. Whereas Carter can really shoot it. Carter can play somewhat like a guard, you know, at times. This guy is, to me, he's a straight 4. And I can't, man, it's driving me nuts that I can't remember his name.
Jalen Carey?
Yeah. Yep.
I Googled it.
Yeah, I know. No, you can't. You got to say, yeah. You got to be looking. You got to go, come on, man. It's Jalen Carey.
Jackson BB. What's up, Jack?
How you doing today?
It's good.
I just wanted to throw my 2 cents on the football. I do believe that we need to look at not only more analysts, which I'm sure that's going to be in the next coach's package rather than have 5 of them sitting there. And also I'm thinking we need to relook the analysts that we've got and see what kind of a talent evaluators they were, because everything we were fed in the preseason was we went out, we spent some money, we got bigger, we got faster, we got better. But after looking at the defense for going on 6 weeks now, and then looking at other teams on television, I don't know where they got the idea that we got high caliber players out of the portal and talent development. So I'm hoping that that's something they're going to address, and the new coach will. And so you don't think there's a chance for Franklin to be in the mix?
I don't, but again, I have no inside knowledge, but I mean, I think again.
Well, he knows the SEC, and he's won in the SEC at a challenging school. Yeah. So that's something to think about. But anyway, you guys have a great show. I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Jack.
I just think that price tag again. I don't know that you would have to pay him money right away. But there's going to be money involved.
Well, think of this. Okay, so Penn State's open now, high-profile job, along with UCLA.
Right.
So they're going to have to hire somebody, and if they go after a coach, that opens up another spot.
Yep.
Florida, I mean, they lose some more. That may be a high-profile job that's opening up.
Oh, no.
So Franklin's going to have some choices. All these coaches are going to have a lot of choices.
No.
We're talking about guys, well, they need to go get this guy. Well, you know what? That guy and his agent are sitting there going, there's Arkansas, but what if Florida? Well, now can I throw my name in the UCLA pot? What about Oklahoma State? What about Penn State?
And here's the thing, okay? When the last go-round, who else was available that we were trying to get hard? And we got
Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
Well, guess who else needed a coach?
Ole Miss.
And
got in the bidding war and dropped out of the bidding war.
That's what you're going to deal with, because there's going to be a lot of fish out there trying to get guys, and so. Again, that's why I think it's important that, again, you don't go nuts and do something stupid. But you can, again, I say it all the time to everybody I talk to. You're at the high-stakes poker table on the top floor at the Bellagio in the back room with a guard at the door.
And you got one chip in your pocket.
Yeah. But no,
and you're supposed
to get in there,
to
get into that room, they look at you and go, what's your credentials? Do you have the ante? Every ante is, $25,000. You got that kind of money? No, I was hoping the ante would be about 10. That's down the hall. You can't get into this room. And so, again, you're at the big boy table, and you gotta, the university and the board and everybody, I think they realize that now, and I think they're going to really try to do that, which is encouraging.
We'll take a break. Final one of the second hour. It's Out of Bounds.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. Where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
Let's talk numbers, because if you're a sports fan, you'll want to hear this. Flight by Yuengling has just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's light beer that actually brings some game day flavor. Whether you're tailgating or watching from the couch, Flight delivers that crisp, refreshing taste without any of the baggage. College football and tradition go hand in hand, and there's no tradition quite like America's oldest brewery, Yuengling. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA.
If you have old computers, hard drives, printers, cell phones, or other electronics you no longer use, get rid of them. Just make sure they're recycled properly. Tuesday, October 21st, Wednesday, October 22nd from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock. Pulaski County residents and businesses drop off your old electronics for free. Just pull up and they'll do the rest. Electronic devices need to be recycled to keep toxic waste out of local landfills. For a list of the electronics you can drop off, visit recyclingunplugged.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers. Your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge Store here in Sherwood. Today, I want to talk to you and ask you to consider us for your automotive needs. First, we have a family atmosphere. My grandson, Sam Fletcher, is there every day, along with Zippy, our GM, and an outstanding sales team. We're a family, and that's how we want to treat our customers. Our service department is excellent. We even have loaner cars for customers who buy from us. We don't have loaner cars from buy somewhere else. When it comes to pricing, we put our prices on the windshield. You don't have to find a salesman to ask for a price. Everyone gets the lowest price. We check the internet and we compare the same make and models at all of our competitions. You always get the best deal at Fletcher Dodge, and all of our pre-owned vehicles come with a free warranty. Yes, I did say that. Folks, my goal for 36 years is for you to know us and trust us and know that we value you, our customer. Come see us in person on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop us online at FletcherDeals.com.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies. We work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win. And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving? Trust every mile.
Wait a minute, this love started off so tender, so sweet. But now she got me smoking out the window. Must have spent 35,000 up in Tiffany's.
All right, let's finish up this hour. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, Joe Klein, before he gets out of here. Let's get this basketball question in. Jay Stu was at the scrimmage yesterday. He says Knox was the MVP, no doubt. What is that?
It's a commercial.
Sorry, a double.
They were talking about that today.
The Big Lot?
No,
Knox being the Carter Knox, the MVP, played nonstop on both sides of the ball. Malik Thomas stood out to me, especially as a shooter, 3-ball, and he's great at the mid-range floaters. Pringle is a dunking machine. Overall, 3% seemed pretty dang low. Thomas and Brazil, I'm sure, tied the team there.
Not shooting it good. It's
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's early, and we will see. But again, it's a better team than last year's team, and a deeper team than last year's team, and a healthier team than last year's team. Now, that all being said, I mean, the schedule's brutal, so they're gonna play against a lot of teams that are just as good as they are. So how they can mesh together and play together and do the little things that everybody talks about and becomes kind of coach speak are going to be huge. But that's just the fact of the matter. I mean, the matter of the fact, or whatever you want to call it. But it's there's a lot of good teams in the league, and then you throw in we're playing Duke, we're playing Michigan State, we're playing Houston. I mean,
it's a gauntlet. It's gonna be fun though.
But
real
again,
fun.
When I saw him, that means he thinks he's got a squad.
I got to take this call before you get out of here. I'm sure Rebecca wants to talk about the Chiefs.
Good old Rebecca.
Yes, she does. How about those Chiefs? How about that?
And hey,
we are back.
And who's coming back next week, Rebecca? Who's coming back next week?
Rocky Rice, our number one wide receiver. We are back, baby. We are back. We are back. And Wes, your team will, oh my God. That is so lost to the Panthers. That is so funny. That is so
pathetic.
Funny.
It wasn't funny. It was nothing funny about it. It was pathetic. I mean, the defense was terrible. I've watched enough bad defense this season to last me the rest of my life. I'm sick of bad defenses.
We are back. We are back. Love y'all. Got to get into work. Bye.
Yeah.
She shouldn't go to work drinking after she's had a few.
She's feeling good.
She's feeling real good.
Didn't know you went anywhere.
Let me tell you what, after they took 8 minutes off that clock on that first drive, I wasn't thinking we were back at all.
No, it was impressive last night, though.
Good win.
Yeah,
Very good
it was
win.
A good win. It was a good
Detroit's good.
Yep.
Handled them.
Yep. No, it was a good win. A very good win.
Joe, thanks for coming by.
You bet, man.
That was
Come
fun.
see us at Corky's.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Good Monday night football. 2 games tonight. Got the ALCS, NLCS, games on, beer's cold, ready to go.
We're ready. We're loaded.
And good food.
Yep.
Joe, thanks.
You bet, man.
All right. Coming up in the third hour, we got what's trending. We'll take a look at more NFL action and take a look at some of the lines for tonight.
We're back! We're back!
Where'd you go?
We're back, Wes!
Stick around. Hour number 3 is next.
We're back!
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot. Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
Fun Monday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books. I want to thank Chris Kane and Pat Bradley who stopped by. Also Bill Vickery. And y'all for joining us on Razorback Graffiti. The boys are back tomorrow. Tuesday, as injustice.
Little Rock was the place to be this weekend for Arkansans looking to be healthier. The 7th annual Race for a Healthier Tomorrow started in front of the state capitol on Saturday morning. This year's event featured a family walk and plenty of other activities. Proceeds from the race went to the Arkansas Children's Hospital and its $318 million expansion. The theme for this year's event was Mario Kart, and the 5K event was also USA Track and Field certified. And the 2nd annual Stride for a Cure 5K walk and run was also this weekend. Over 1,000 supporters and breast cancer survivors took to the streets of Little Rock River Market. Proceeds from the race benefits the Arkansas Cancer Coalition. And looking ahead to November 1st, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is hosting an event in Little Rock. Organizers say they're looking to raise $100,000. You still have time to register. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
It's time for the 85th Arkansas State Fair, October 10th through the 19th. Get all the info at arkansasstatefair.com. The Arkansas State Fair, we'll see you there.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
Monday afternoon reaches the mid-80s with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures drop into the low 60s Monday night into Tuesday morning. Some patchy fog possible Tuesday morning. And then again, we see temperatures reach the mid-80s for Tuesday. Rinse, lather, and repeat through much of the week. And then our next cold front arrives on Saturday. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Jenna Warner.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
Well, Bass, game's almost over. I hope you got those bets in on the Oaklawn Sports app.
You know, Roger, this Oaklawn Sports betting app might actually make watching games with you bearable.
That's big talk coming from a guy who's about to pick up the tab. But I hear you. With this app, we can bet on all the games this season with so many options.
And after they kick this field goal, it'll be you picking up the tab.
Nah, he's going to miss.
It's good!
That's bad.
Bet all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Do you experience feelings of dread when your current car payment is due? Have you or anybody in your family been slimed by another dealer? If the answer is yes, then don't waste another minute. Pick up your phone and call Gwatney Buick GMC at 501-945-4444. Because this month, the Loan Busters are putting your current loan on ice. 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation, up to 20% below MSRP. 2026 Canyon two-wheel drive, just $399 a month. 2026 Buick Encore GX at $199 a month. So if you currently have a big payment, the Loan Busters are ready to relieve you. Who you gonna call? Call Gwatney, 501-945-4444. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock, next to Sam's Club. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. Sierra based on MSRP of $55,095. Canyon and Encore are low mileage leases.
When seconds making a play, Short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter agents Seth Hobbs, Larissa Cowley, or Matt Steele in Bryant today.
You asked for a premium boat at an accessible price, and Trader Bill's Outdoor Sports
Delivered. Introducing the new Vexus Defender, starting at under $32,000. Unlike other brands, the Defender boasts an all-welded, high-performance hull, hydraulic steering, and custom fiberglass components that give you a stronger, smoother, and drier ride. For 42 years, our award-winning family business has put sportsmen first. Experience the difference at Trader Bill's Outdoor Sports at Hot Springs or Little Rock location, or on the web at TraderBills.com.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast with the stars of the MCU.
Everybody's going to be talking about whether we're casting for this character.
The creators of Marvel Comics.
Spider-Man is the greatest fictional character in history.
And Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
giving you exclusive access to Marvel's adventures like never before. The official Marvel Podcast. New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition product.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to...
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Let's talk about the NFL. Some good games yesterday. We'll start early. Broncos, Jets.
Fields avoids the sack until he can't. Jonathan Cooper, the first in.
Broncos win 13-11. Here's Nick Benito, Broncos linebacker, on the London fans.
Shout out to our fans. You know, it was amazing to see how much orange there was out there today. But I mean, just, you know, in general, everybody that was able to come out today and, you know, bring, you know, this game to another place and, you know, make it something special around the world. So I mean, that was pretty cool to see. Yeah, it was pretty dope.
We got 3, 4, 5 field goals, the safety, just one touchdown for those fans to see.
Yeah. Defensive battle, and Jets had their opportunities even at the end of the game, but had a gaffe going into half, and Garrett Wilson, he spoke about that, about his exchange with Aaron Glenn, but also Aaron Glenn explained what was going on.
I just didn't know exactly what the plan was, and once I figured it out, you know, I was disappointed. I'll just say that. So, yeah.
How do you run a play? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I didn't know exactly like what the plan was. I just thought we were, once we, you know, converted the fourth down, I just thought we were going for the, you know, trying to make a play, and then obviously we get to another fourth down, and it's a tough spot to be in. So, you know, in hindsight, I get why they did that, but in the moment, I was just like, man, I don't know.
I knew we were getting the ball back, and I think it was like 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. And at that point, we didn't know if we got the first down or not, because I know one ref was saying yes and the other one was no. So once it got the 4th down, guys, I'm not about to sit there and try to get a playoff, and they will get the ball back. And I think they had a timeout left and give them a chance to kick a field goal. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. So let's just end the half. We get the ball back and see if we can get a chance to score.
They let a lot of time run off the clock, and it looked like there was some confusion as to what they wanted to do. But, that's why you saw the players kind of questioning what they were doing because they didn't have a clear understanding. They had a clear understanding from the sideline. We're just walking off the field, run the clock off. Then maybe that doesn't present that same type of look. They could have been maybe discouraged the same way because they wanted to try to go for a Hail Mary or do something in the half, but they didn't even understand what they were doing to end the half.
Miscommunication, right? That's
a lot of it.
Creates some questions. Let's go to Colts. They continue to roll, man. They're putting up some points.
Jones on the roll, chased by Calais Campbell, trying to get to the goal line. He'll get there. Touchdown, Colts. Jones, pressure comes, floats it back in the end zone. Caught! It's Josh Downs with the touchdown.
Colts win 31-27 over the Arizona Cardinals. It's the most points the Colts have ever scored through their first 6 games of a season. And that's pretty incredible when you think about some of those teams with Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. I mean, they had squads.
A lot of times they would take their foot off the gas too, though. They build those big leads, run the ball, take time off the clock in the second half. This team, they got into a bit of a back and forth yesterday. For most of the season, they've been kind of dominant on defense, and they've been doing a bit of the same. They score a lot, and then they coast a bit. But yesterday they got wrapped up into that back and forth, so they had to keep scoring.
Oh, this is awesome. We'll get to hear Carolina Panthers highlights.
Empty set, 5 in the pattern. Young floats it, end zone. McMillan, his first NFL touchdown. Fitzgerald for the win. It is good. The Panthers upset the Cowboys for one of Dave Canales' biggest wins as the headman for the Panthers.
Couldn't get a stop when they needed it at the end of the game to get the ball back to the offense. Dallas even tried to. It's funny, I was watching it with some guys that were like, hey, they just let them score right here. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Just let them score. Sure enough, Dallas tried to let them go, and the running back smart enough just to fall down. He got up shaking his head. You're not going to do that to me. Yeah, I know what's going on.
Understands situational football. Now, Dak, something he's really good at is being aware of where the ball is, and he kind of follows the ball with the play. He's done this a number of times, falling on fumbles that actually come back there. Now, that was a fumble in that case where he actually was part of it. But when other players are fumbling, he's always aware of where the ball is. But in that sense, it could have cost them possibly a touchdown. They end up kicking a field goal, tie the game. But then Panthers run so much time off the clock, and they kick the game-winning field goal.
Yeah. Let's go to the Chargers. Dolphins.
3rd and goal. Herbert on the move. Chased by Sailor. Throws. Touchdown. Lad McConkey. Dicker's kick online. It is good. And the Chargers regain the lead.
And they go on to win. 29-27. Dolphins fall to 1-5.
Dolphins, they scored a touchdown to take the lead. But Chargers, late moments of the game, they're able to drive the field. And it had a lot to do with that Lad McConkey play that put them in field goal range.
Let's go to the game last night. Chiefs, Lions.
Mahomes got it for Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. Lions offside. Mahomes keeps it, scores it. Touchdown. Lions offside. Mahomes keeps it, scores it. Touchdown.
And we play the game in between the whistles. They can do all the extracurricular stuff they want to do, but we play the game in between the whistles. And we thought we played a great game today. And we'll keep this momentum moving forward.
Tonight, 2 games, 6:15 and 7:15. Your first game will be Buffalo, Atlanta. Go over to Bet Saracen. Buffalo is favored by 3.5. The over-under tonight, 50. Your second game, Chicago at Washington. The Commanders are a 5-point favorite at home. Over-under on this game, 49.5. Expecting some points tonight.
It's a lot.
Over the weekend, we had some really good, fun college football games.
Well, they had a scuffle in that Chiefs game last night after the game. So Patrick Mahomes, he was asked about it. He didn't say a lot, but
we played it.
Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster and and Brian Branch. So that was just – it was one of those things that they're trying to shake hands after the game. You could even see where Patrick Mahomes kind of laughed as he stuck his hand out to shake his hand. Brian Branch walked right by him, so he kind of laughed and kind of tapped him on the shoulder. But as that's going on, Isaiah Pacheco is still kind of following him. And then when they get to Juju, that's when everything goes to the left, and then it all breaks out. They had to get in there and break it up, and Patrick Mahomes was right in the middle of it.
The bottom of the pile at one point looked like, I was like, take care of your quarterback.
Yeah, he was trying to be a leader and make sure it didn't get more out of line than what it was.
Let's go to the Red River rivalry, the shootout. Defensive battle.
Niblett, who carefully fields this one, has some room. Ryan Niblett weaving, still running down the sideline. Niblett all the way to the house. 75, no flags.
6-3 at the half. And Texas scored the first touchdown of the game in the third quarter. Arch Manning touchdown pass, took the lead 10-6. And then just rolled from there. It was all Texas in the second half, outscoring OU 20-0. Texas wins 23-6. Upset of the night. Well, one of the upsets. Indiana goes to Oregon.
Full backfield. Hemby, touchdown. Second time today. This one from 2 yards out. Here comes the pressure. Throws to the corner. Touchdown, Surratt.
I tell you what, Cignetti, man. That was a well-called game, and love the way Indiana plays. Man, I'm a fan of theirs. I like watching them play.
He knows how to build a team and then go in and kind of revamp the team through transfer portal. He's really good at replenishing that team. And first he came there with a lot of his own talent, but then because of the success that they had, it made recruiting easier for them. He's already a really good recruiter.
Big Ten, that was one upset. Another upset in the Big Ten. This one, Northwestern and Penn State, and it cost James Franklin his job, and also Drew Aller done for the year.
So Drew will be done for the year.
That was probably James Franklin's last press conference and being in front of the media there. But that kind of, not along with, the losses took their toll, but also they're looking ahead, and they're like, their starting quarterback is gone. There's no upside, they feel like. So now was the time they felt to make the change.
Little Rock's Joe Hyman had 13 carries for 65 yards against Penn State. He also caught 4 passes for 38 yards. So Joe with 103 total yards from the line of scrimmage. Northwestern's upset, 22-21. Northwestern now 4-2. Penn State falls to 3-3. And we had Major League Baseball over the weekend. We'll start with the Brewers, Cubs.
And Vaughn with a drive. Left field. Pretty deep. This ball is gone! Andrew Vaughn has vaulted the Brewers into the lead in Game 5. Cubs down to their final out. Carson Kelly grounded to short. Ortiz makes the play. Ball game over. The Brewers will play for the pennant.
Brewers will play the Dodgers tonight. That's a 7 o'clock start, 7:08 to be exact. And the ALCS started last night. Mariners, Blue Jays.
High drive right field. Cal Raleigh has connected and tied the game in the 6th. It's the big dumper when the Mariners need him most. One-run game. Polanco chops it right side and through, and Jorge Polanco has delivered again. 3-1 Seattle, and Polanco has driven in the last 2.
That was your final. Mariners win it 3-1. They take a 1-0 lead in the ALCS. They get started here in about 40 minutes on Fox Sports 1. FS1 has the 4:03 game.
So right now we're still getting some daytime baseball for a bit.
For a little bit. Let's see what do we got on Friday? Because we're back at Twin Peaks Friday, right?
Yes.
Starts at 5. We've got 2 games Friday, 5:08 and 7:38.
Yeah, that makes sense on a Friday, though.
Yeah, we got a game every day this week. 2 today, 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, 2 on Friday.
They know how to stretch it out and get that schedule together for travel.
All right, when we we got a call. We can take Heath real quick before we take this break. What's up, Heath? How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How we doing?
It's good.
Listen, let me ask you guys a serious question. What are you leaning towards, just on a personal level? Would you like the university to bring in a new hot coach or just somebody reputable that could be there, that could sustain it and be there for longevity? Or do you feel like Petrino, this might be his last stop, period, and just slide him on in to the head coaching position once again, regardless of how the rest of the season plays out?
No, not regardless. No. Look at all the candidates out there and see who's the best fit. And more apt to think about candidates from the outside unless they roll off a number of wins here.
I feel like they've got to go outside the box on this because this has kind of been a cycle for Arkansas. 3, 4, 5, 6 years, get rid of somebody, bring somebody in, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And I feel like they really have to think outside the box, and they really have to open up that checkbook, and they really need somebody that can come in and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it if I'm going to take this job, and this is what I'm going to need to do it. So if you're not on board with that, then, I can't accept this. So I'm not talking about a whole restructure, but I feel like they got to get this right because this has kind of been their cycle. And, I just feel if they got the right candidate in there, gave them the right resources, there's no reason we can't be as good as Missouri, as good as Ole Miss, like right there every single year. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, guys, that's all I got. Love the show. Look, the weather's been great, so get out there and get active.
Thanks, Heath. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I still want to see what Petrino can do. October will be huge with 3 home games. Needs to win. I think he needs to win 2 of the 3. A&M's going to be tough. I think A&M's the best team in the SEC. Their offensive line, defensive line, loaded. It's going to be the best defense that Arkansas has seen so far this year. I don't see Arkansas scoring 31, 38 points in this game. I think touchdowns are going to be tough to get. Arkansas's defense has not shown the capability of holding a team in the 20s, teens, to win a game so far this year. I just think it's a tough matchup. You got to have turnovers. And when you look at the turnovers, Arkansas doesn't take care of the ball, and they don't force turnovers. Once again, another game, no turnovers, forced. I mean, we were talking, when's the last time Arkansas had a turnover on defense? Do you have to go back to the Memphis game when the big receiver, corner, Neal, jumped up over the Memphis receiver and stole the ball away?
Right, yeah.
I think that's the last turnover they've had. So, to me, that's the only way. You got to steal some possessions. I mean, it was so bad. Against Tennessee, it was looking like it was going to be Ole Miss all over again, just trading scores. Like, you know what? Onside kick. Let's do an onside kick. I've watched BA play enough. They need to steal a possession somehow. See if they can't recover an onside kick. But anyway, that means that Auburn game, that Mississippi State game, the Missouri game at home at the end of the season will be huge for Petrino. But I think they would love for Petrino to rally this team, get some wins down the stretch, and have him in place as a head coach. Now, they're doing their work. I know for a fact. They're talking to other candidates' agents.
They have to.
And just feeling it out. But it's like I said earlier, guys, there are going to be a lot of marquee jobs open. They're already. Look at it now. UCLA, Penn State, Oklahoma State. Florida could be opening up. And then when they make their moves, that's going to be there's another trickle-down effect. And so these coaches can be very picky and looking for the right situation for them.
Well, it's becoming a trend, though. That's what it is. It's like you saw that a couple of jobs became open at the same time, and as these weeks have gone on, if they're not pleased with what they see, and thinking about the future moving forward, they feel like they need to make a move now because that's what the trend is, and you want to put yourself in the best position to go get the next coach.
Bring in BB in Little Rock. What's up, BB?
Good afternoon, man. Good to talk to you on this fine, sunny day.
Yes, sir.
Good to hear from you.
Absolutely. So, my thought is we keep Bobby, period. It doesn't matter what he wins or doesn't win. He's been hamstrung anyway with what he's acquired. For some reason, we haven't recruited correctly. It's all about the NIL, so somebody's got to kick in a bunch of money. We got to beat Texas Tech at the game, and they're the highest raiser right now at about $45 million. Now, you know,
and they won again by big numbers.
Bobby's not going to require a buyout. We could say, Bobby, we're going to do a 3-year contract with you, and if you win 8 games in the first 2, well, then we're going to start getting excited about stuff. He's proven to do more with less than anybody has at the University of Arkansas. So let Bobby go, let him do his thing, let him recruit his people, and stop all the presses and stop looking, because I think you can do a whole lot worse than Bobby, and you can roll the dice on anybody you want to out there. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't care who it is. We're not going to do that much better with anybody else. So we're not going to have to pay Bobby as much. We're not going to have to put a big buyout on him, and I believe he wants to win at Arkansas. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, BB. Good call.
If that's the direction they're going to go, they can make that move right now. But that's not what their thinking is.
No, they won't. They're going to let this play out and see. And two, they got to gauge behind the scenes exactly what BB's talking about. Let's get that war chest, right? Let's get that money. Are those people with the big bucks on board with this move? Will they get excited about Bobby Petrino open up the checkbooks and supply that money that's needed? That's the question. If they're on board, Bobby Petrino and the Razorbacks win some games down the stretch, I think it's a no-brainer.
Well, if they're on board, gauge that right now, and you can make the move right now.
They're on board. If they're on board right now, but what happens if you lose out? Are they still on board? Because people can change their mind.
That's not the
especially with their money.
It's not the chance you want to take. I mean, if they want to be serious about making that move, that's something that can be discussed right now. And if you're on board, you're on board.
Oh, right now.
Right now, yeah. So
well, that's what I'm saying, though, Joe. What if they lose the next 7 games? Those people will be like, "Yeah, I'm not on board."
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if that is the direction they want to go, and it's obvious that's not the direction they want to go. Not saying that he's not going to be hired ultimately, but I'm saying if they wanted to make that move right now, they could. They could have those discussions to see if people are on board. If they're on board, let's go ahead and spin this thing forward. Let's get started right now. Take the interim tag off. Let's get this money in process. It's going to boost recruiting. It would boost recruiting because you know exactly who your coach is, and you're not at a point where you're still trying to figure it out. And you could make that move. They could make that move right now if that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a wait and see.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely
that's why it's not happening.
It's definitely that.
All right, good place to stop. We'll take a break. We'll come back, take some more phone calls. 661-1037. Thanks for all the calls today. Good stuff. Got a bunch of stuff on the D3 Auto Sales text line. We'll get to that too. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Accountable Roofing and Remodeling presents Bruce James every Tuesday morning this fall on Morning Mayhem. Bruce will break down each game, the opponent, and the Razorback program the only way he knows how, and that's with no punches pulled. Bruce James with David, Roger, and Justin on Morning Mayhem, presented by Accountable Roofing and Remodeling, home of the 10-year leak-free guarantee.
This is SportsCenter,
In Major League Baseball, the Mariners took game one of the ALCS, beating the Blue Jays 3-1. Game 2 will be today at 4:03 on Fox. Up to 2-3-1 on the season after losing to the Panthers 30-27 on a walk-off field goal. Former Cowboy running back Rico Dowdle was the star of the game as he had 239 yards from scrimmage. Those 239 all-purpose yards set a franchise record, breaking Christian McCaffrey's 337 yards. Then on Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs made a statement by beating the Lions 30-17. Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. And tonight there will be 2 Monday Night Football games. The Falcons hosting the Bills at 6:15 on ESPN. Then the Commanders will host the Bears at 7:15 on ABC. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Lost in the business jungle? From new solo proprietors to established multi-owner companies, don't monkey around with your business. There's nothing better than Lion Guidance. Hire Lion Legal. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of legal lions. Whether in negotiations or war, all businesses need the roar. For exceptional communication and exceptional results in all business-related legal matters, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Madison Buse in England, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Todd Session in Morrilton today.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Aero Truck Sales has been in business in North America for 75 years. They are dedicated to helping truck drivers, owner-operators, and fleet managers find the high-quality, used semi-trucks that they need to grow their business. Their on-site financing team provides flexible financing options and comprehensive warranty and protection plans. Plus, their attached shop provides convenient and efficient reconditioning. Visit Aero Truck Sales at 12101 Eanes Road, North Little Rock, or view their inventory at ROWtruck.com.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Out of Bounds was at Twin Peaks on Friday. We're going to be there again this upcoming Friday. Had a great time. It was happy hour. Started at 2 o'clock and it goes on until 7. Apps start at $3. You can check out Twin Peaks daily and weekly food and drink specials. Later happy hour 10 to close. Flatbreads just $9. 2 Monday night football games tonight. So perfect place, perfect setup to watch all the sports action at Twin Peaks. Plenty of seating inside and out, wall-to-wall TVs to see it all happen. And any of the sports you want to watch, Twin Peaks, it's the perfect place to watch it all. Got Major League Baseball going on right now. The postseason is kind of getting to the end. NHL just started. NBA is about to start. So Twin Peaks, best place to watch it all. Come see us, Out of Bounds, 1 to 4 on Friday as we preview Arkansas, Texas A&M. As Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. And being at Twin Peaks, kind of hung around there on Friday. WNBA championship finals, it was ended. Vegas Aces come away with a 4-0 sweep. They ended it on Friday night.
Wow. That was quickly.
Yeah, it's the first time in WNBA history that they've gone to a 7-game series for finals, and you got a sweep. First time.
I saw two. They've won 3 out of 4 now, and you have to go back to Houston when they won 4 straight.
Houston Comets, when the league started, they won the first 4 championships. But there's been another dynasty here in the teens. Minnesota Lynx, they won 4 in 7 years.
Just saw, A&M's got 2 stud running backs. Well, one of them, Le'Veon Moss, is out.
He's
for a
dealing
while.
with an injury. Yeah.
He not a season-ending injury they announced today, but he is expected to miss significant time. And the hope is maybe at the end of the year he'll be back, maybe for the Texas game or for a possible playoff game, bowl game for Texas A&M. All right, 661-1037 if you want to jump in here. Let me go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Here is a scenario. What if Bobby Petrino goes on a winning streak and schools with openings start to show interest in him? Well, then maybe that drives up the price to keep him here. But I think he wants to stay here. I think he wants to finish this. I go back to his first press conference. He felt like there was unfinished business here. And I think if he does go on a winning streak and some other schools start calling, Arkansas would maybe have, a little inside track to keep him here, but you might have to pay a little bit more.
I'm not sure that there'll be a lot of interest in Bobby Petrino outside of here, unless they just ran off all these games to end the season. Of course, that would gauge the interest, but if it came down to it between Arkansas and another school, with him, his thinking, it's Arkansas.
870 says he wants Indiana's head coach bad. Give him the resources, and I think he could do great.
It's going to be hard to get him away from Indiana. But his name is coming up in all these coaching searches, especially
Penn State,
right there in the conference.
I can honestly say I hate the Chiefs now just because of Rebecca. It's from the 870. Oh. Is there – I'm not sure about that. Brady and Conway. Why would you want Franklin? He couldn't win the big games at Penn State. What makes anyone think he'll be able to win the big ones at Arkansas? Well, he was winning 9-10 games a year at Penn State. I'd love that at Arkansas. I think people would like that. But after 4 or 5 years of winning 9 and 10 games but losing the big ones, you get tired of it and you'd look to move on, just like what's happening at Penn State.
Absolutely, because the record against the top of the conference, what has been the top, and they both won championships here in the last couple of years, Michigan, Ohio State, he hasn't done well against either of them.
Gargamel says, I think Arkansas should clean house like Colorado did. We need a new coach and 60 new players because most of the players now probably don't like the discipline Bobby commands and will leave anyway. There might be only a dozen SEC players on this team to keep. Also think Bobby is washed up retread whose coaching abilities have passed him by. I didn't see that. I didn't see any of that against Tennessee. Signetti has a $50 million buyout. Yeah.
Oh, it was funny too. Post game, they were like, "This is the first win," or they may have worded it differently, where Indiana was 0 and how much ever against a top 5 team on the road, and he was like, "Okay, that's an interesting stat." And then so that was the first time that they've won against a top 5 team on the road. So it does say so much about him. Their entire football history, he's turned this thing around, the thinking there, how they go about doing things with their football activities, because they've always been known as a basketball school.
501 says, how would Franklin win the big ones at Arkansas? Hell, I'd be happy to make it to the big ones. Stat asks, what is the likelihood that Brian Kelly to Penn State is logical?
His name has come up also. Just wondering if he would be, if at this time he would want to make a move.
Probably depends on the way the rest of this season unfolds for LSU. They got some tough games coming up.
Well, just saying at this moment, like, are they having conversations with his reps behind closed doors just to see what the interest would be? Would he be willing to make a move?
253 says, doesn't Jimmy Sexton manage the vast majority of coaches, including Pittman, and will communicate to his clients that Arkansas doesn't have the money to compete? Yeah. That's why when they're having these conversations with these coaches, they're having to explain to them how that's going to change and how they will have the resources to compete. Brian in Hot Springs says, didn't Sam beat Penn State? They did. It was a depleted Penn State team. Remember I think it was like their stud receivers and running back. I mean, they were without a lot of players. Now, Arkansas had some guys out too, but it wasn't the Penn State team from the regular season.
All they're saying in that is if Pittman was able to beat them, why would we want him?
Could y'all see Jimbo Fisher going to Penn State?
Oh, that'd be a great opportunity for him with the talent in place there.
Do you think Penn State would want Jimbo Fisher?
They might.
You think?
They might.
I mean, I don't want Jimbo Fisher at Arkansas.
But it's one of those deals where he may not be able to do better at Arkansas, but with the resources and the talent in place at Penn State, he might be able to.
Trey from Sherwood wanted to get my thoughts on Sylvan Hills football this year. Hey, how about Sylvan Hills going down to El Dorado this weekend? Big win for them. That is back-to-back road victories over Benton and El Dorado. Tell you what, that the 6A East is up for grabs. I mean, Sylvan Hills, Benton, Marion, El Dorado, all with one loss. It's a tough conference. That's going to be a fun finish to see who gets that number 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed. But, yeah, man, very impressed with Coach Kelly and what he's done and his staff, that turnaround at Sylvan Hills. Mark in Lexington. The Bobby hater needs to learn football. Watch any real game breakdown. Petrino is exceptional in not only his play calling but his sequencing. He is still one of the top 3 to 5 coordinators in the game. I think his new demeanor will work in his favor. He is a good choice going forward. Thank you for that, Mark. No, the offense is spectacular. Some of the things that he does, and look, I thought it was refreshing too that in the press conference he admitted, he's like, you know what, they made an adjustment, took away our outside zone run game, and he's like, I was too stubborn. I was, and they had a game plan. They were going to go in and run the ball, run the clock, and limit the number of possessions that Tennessee was going to have, and they were very effective in that in the first half. And the second half, they took it away, and he said I should have started throwing the ball more and taking advantage of what they were giving me, but I was stubborn and wanted to keep running the ball. 770 says Penn State wants one man and one man only. Matt Rule.
Not John Gruden?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule.
He had to come out today in his press conference and talk about it. And he said what the coach is supposed to say. I'm committed here. I love it here. We've got our head down. We're working. We're going to continue to work. We're trying to build this program where it needs to be.
But then John Gruden, on the other hand, he's being linked to college and NFL jobs. Had an NFL firing today. Brian Callahan, Titans, and his name had already been mentioned there with Titans a couple of weeks ago.
Was Gruden at the Arkansas-Tennessee game?
I have no idea.
I didn't see him. They didn't show him. Remember somebody texted. I wonder if Brian Kelly went to Penn State, would his accent change to Amish? Thank you, Preston. Made me laugh. That's good. Let me scroll down here. You guys are flooding them in. Brady. Oh, I read you, Brady. Savage wanted me to ask Joe. Oh, Joe Klein. He's gone. Sorry, Savage. James Franklin was 104 and 45 at Penn State. One Big Ten title. I would take Bobby, but Franklin would be successful. Was successful. Yeah, he was successful. Just not to the extent that they want at Penn State. You win 70% of your games. 501 says Bobby Petrino needs a shot as the head coach, needs his team in the offseason to get them ready. 870 says, do y'all think if Petrino did get the job, there would be negative recruiting against him? Yes, because there's negative recruiting against everybody. Petrino lied to the university and the people of Arkansas as well as adultery. Yep. He's asked for his forgiveness and moved on. That was a long time ago, but they'll use negative recruiting against anybody you hire. Boyd says, Wes, Arkansas has a head coach, Bobby Petrino. Yurachek is not going to look at anyone else. Please stop being negative. It's not being negative. I'm just telling you. And they are looking at other people, and they are talking with the agents of other people. But that doesn't mean it's a knock against Bobby Petrino. They got to be prepared for any situation. .501 says, I know the way things work these days with college football, and I know there's no way he's going to be the permanent head coach. Let's be honest. For some reason, it just seemed right.
Oh, there's a way.
Mm-hmm. Seth and Cersei. I don't think very many college fan bases would be very thrilled with hiring James Franklin. He has a great record against unranked opponents, but I believe he's 0-6 against the top 5 and Ohio State, and 2-10 against the rest of the top 10. If you listen to the morning buzz, you can't make Arkansas fans happy. 2 weeks ago, people were begging for effort and change. Well, you got both of them on Saturday, and, well, it's still a loss. What do you expect? It's a huge improvement. That's all you can ask. Bobby Joe says, the name that excites me is Bobby P. We will beat A&M this weekend. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby Joe, it's good to hear from you. 501, one more. Yeah, I got to take a break. This game told us everything we need to know. With Sam Pittman, he always referred to the players as kids. They are men, and they need to be treated as so. When you get the right man driving the bus, the guys on the team will fall in line. I feel like we didn't have that with Sam. Thank you for that text. When we come back, a lot of good opinions. That's what it's all about. We'll take a break and wrap this thing up when we come back. Last one, fast show today. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
At Eat My Catfish, fall is our favorite time of the year, and football season isn't the only thing making a comeback. Available now, our famous shrimp gumbo and Cajun boudin balls make their return to the menu. Order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep. You know, I saw an ad the other day, and I thought, no wonder people don't trust car dealers. I looked up the discount they were offering that was $20,000 off, only to find out they put a $12,000 to $15,000 lift kit on this truck, marked it up $38,000, and then said they're taking $20,000 off. Make that make sense in somebody's head. Folks, come check us out. RedRiverRam.com. See why we're Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer, or make that beautiful drive right here to Heber Springs.
It's a great day for football. Two rivals battling it out for a record-breaking crowd.
They're saying it's $1.5 billion.
Huh?
Wait, that's how much the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised for students since 2009. Because every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps students. They've given more than 822,000 scholarships and counting.
Okay, back to football. Two rivals.
This is winning, folks. Playing the lottery is a win for students and maybe you too. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is the Pigskin Preacher.
bringing you the word. Thanks to the colossal mismanagement of the NCAA, college sports has gone from be true to your school to show me the money. When Bryce Underwood, the nation's #1 recruit, spurned LSU's $3 million for Michigan's $12 or $15 million or whatever it was, that shows you where all this is heading. Folks in Nebraska are probably hoping that Warren Buffett's will gives billions to the Cornhuskers. Perhaps that would actually make them relevant again. Welcome to the wild, wild west. But you won't need piles of money at Doublebee's, because at 34 stores across Arkansas, we serve up awesome deliciousness alongside speed, quality, and value, because that's who we are, and you are the ones we care about. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Would you like to win the ultimate hunting ATV? Stop by Honda Russellville right now through October 17th to win a new Honda 4-man 4x4 ATV with winch, tire, and wheel package. Check us out online at HondaRussellville.com or on Facebook.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part, it's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
He's a world champion arm wrestler and one of QC Kinetics' most outspoken advocates. When Monster Mike Todd severely injured his bicep, doctors recommended a career-ending surgery.
Well, I definitely was never going to do that because I'm a competitive athlete.
And he didn't have to, because the QC Kinetics Little Rock medical team jumped into action, treating the damage using Mike's own orthobiologics. No need for surgery.
I think QC Kinetics was a huge help in my recovery. The percentages were that I would never make it back to this level.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments have helped transform, relieve, and restore thousands of patients with injuries and joint pain.
There's a pretty good chance that with under 15 weeks, I'll be competing for the heavyweight world title. Yeah, so I might be 24-time world champion by the end of the year.
You got this, Mike. And for anyone listening who's dealing with joint pain, the QC Kinetics consultation is free. So give them a call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. 501-214-5880.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Yeah. And you say Shot City? Shot City? Shot City? I'm coming home again.
All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Get ready for Drive Time Sports. 3 more hours of good sports talk. Pulling up our sheet. Joe and I, our picks, while I'm doing that and getting that ready.
Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years. They're your small to mid-sized specialist. When you need someone to service your fleet and get your employees back on the road quick, call 501-375-3672.
It was a rough weekend for me, Joe, on our picks. I was below 500, 4-6. You got 2 games on me.
Yep.
You went 6-4.
6-4. Yep. We had the 2 differences there, so.
Yep.
That was it.
On Saturday, we went the same. I mean, we both picked Alabama. We picked Oregon, a loser. We picked Oklahoma, a loser. We both had Tennessee winning. Utah beating Arizona State. I never did see that final, but that one was getting out of hand late.
Well, it got out of hand early, actually.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It got out of hand. It was late that night, but it got out of hand early, and I quit paying attention to it. We both had the Steelers. I took the Cowboys. You took Carolina, so there's one. And I took the 49ers. You took the Bucks. That was the difference right there. Good job. That increases your lead back up to 3?
3.
3?
Yeah. Yep. You never know how these picks are going to go. And Oregon, Indiana. Indiana, the way they shine.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that we didn't have a lot of belief in.
Yeah, I wanted to pull that, but I just didn't think they'd get it done on the road. I really didn't. Happy for them, but I didn't think they could do it. Brian in Hot Springs says, I met Matt Rule at the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. He hire him. He has a ton of passion and can relate to players. I would say the odds of Matt Rule coming to Arkansas are about 0.01%.
And he's big on defense, so you know the defense would be flying around, and then you'd have a chance to make that offense better. But he specializes in defense.
870 says, even mainstream media knows that we don't have the money. Ugh. A win versus A&M gets Petrino hired. That's from the 479.
Does it?
No, I think you got to do more. No. 1-6 down the stretch. No, that doesn't get you hired. It's a start. It's a huge start. It would be a big start. Then you just have to follow it up with. I tell you what, if they could go the next 3 games all at home, A&M, Auburn, Mississippi State, win those 3, hiring. Casper and Valonia sent me a picture of James Franklin and his stats and says, no. Tannerite here. To the person who said Petrino lied to Arkansas fans and he was an adulterer, his wife has forgiven him and stayed with him. I think we can do the same. Bobby for president. Thank you. We have to be looking at other candidates because we can't trust Bobby Petrino is telling the truth when he says he would like to be the coach at Arkansas. God, he is polarizing still. Mark in Lexington, sorry I forgot to mention, Bobby is only limited by the ability of his quarterback. Talon is great sometimes, but if Bobby Petrino could remote control the quarterback, we would score every drive. And I wanted to bring up a writer, did an entire article to warn Razorback fans wanting John Gruden to look at UNC and Bill Belichick. I wouldn't compare the two. I think that's 2 different scenarios. Maybe Rule is the defensive coordinator. That's it, Chico. That's what they should do. Bring in Matt Rule as the defensive coordinator. Leave Nebraska as the head coach and come to Arkansas as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Not happening. That is 0%. Curious on y'all's thoughts on us going for it on 4th and 4 when we were down 3 and ended up losing the game by 3. Was it a lack of faith in our kicker, or was it more of a gutsy call by Bobby? I think it was a gutsy call. I think it goes back to he felt like it's going to be a high-scoring game. You need to score touchdowns and not field goals, and at the time, I was good with it. I was fine. Let's go.
Aggressive call.
Yeah.
They want to be aggressive from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah. Does how Bobby finishes the year out affect who the other coaches are that we interview? No.
It shouldn't.
No. They better be out and about today talking with agents and getting a feel of what it will take to bring in each one of those coaches. We're talking salary. We're talking assistant salaries. We're talking recruiting budget. We're talking about NIL. What's it going to take? Because, look, you're going to have to convince these coaches to come to Arkansas. There are a lot of other jobs open out there, and there are going to be more opening. So while you guys, and I love Arkansas, these other coaches are seeing these other jobs going, that's a better job. They got more money. Well, no, I'm going there, not here. So they got their work cut out for them. And that's why I say if Petrino can win, he's in. That's it. Good show today. Coming up tomorrow, we are live at Rebsman for the Buzz Golf Tournament. Fernando Carmona starting the show off with us, Joe, at 1:06. We'll get Coach Z on here, talk a little hoops with him, and be a fun day. I hope you can join us. But stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
Hi, this is Joe Klein with Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Whether you're dining in